आपके बच्चे भी हैं प्रभु?
हाँ।
How old?
3-year-old total.
अच्छा, very nice. Next time please bring them.
Yes.
Yeah. Mark? Do the mridanga. We'll sing this bhajan. Were you there last week, probably? Last week we were in that house.
Villa.
Yes. We got this. It was an unbelievable experience. Yeah, we'll discuss a little about it this week. Oh hey Vaishnava Thakura Doyara Sadhara Edase Corona Vaishnava Doyara Sagara Se Corona. Oh hey Vaishnava Thakura Doyara Sagara Edase Corona Kori. Oh hey Vaishnava Thakura Doyara Sagara Edase Corona Kori. Diyapada Chaya Sudahe Amaya Diyapada Chaya Sudahe Amaya Diyapada Chaya Sudahe Amaya Diyapada Chaya Sudahe Amaya Tumara Charana Dhori Tumara Charana Dhori Oh hey Vaishnava Thakura Doyara Sagara Edase Corona Kori. Oh hey Vaishnava Thakura Doyara Sagara Edase Corona Kori. Diyapada Chaya Sudahe Amaya Diyapada Chaya Sudahe Amaya Tumara Charana Dhori Tumara Charana Dhori. Oh hey वैष्णव ठाकुर दयारा सागर एदसे करुणा थोड़ी हे वैष्णव ठाकुर दयारा सागर छय वेदादोमी छय तो शाश्वती वेदादोमी छय तो शाश्वती छय वेदादोमी छय तो शाश्वती वेदादोमी छय तो शाश्वती छय गुणा देहो दासे छय देहो दासे छय गुणा देहो दासे छय गुणा देहो दासे छय सत्संगा देहो हमारे छय सत्संगा देहो हमारे उठती मेरा आके उठती मेरा आके उठती मेरा आके ओहे वैष्णव ठाकुर दयारा सागर एदसे करुणा थोड़ी ओहे वैष्णव ठाकुर दयारा सागर एकाकी हमारा नहीं पाय बोला एकाकी हमारा एकाकी हमारा नहीं पाया बोला हरि नाम संकीर्तन हरि नाम हरि नाम संकीर्तन तुम्हें कृपा करी शतबिंदु दिया तुम्हें कृपा करी शतबिंदु दिया देव कृष्ण नाम देव कृष्ण नाम ओहे वैष्णव ठाकुर दयारा सागर एदसे करुणा थोड़ी ओहे वैष्णव ठाकुर दयारा सागर एदसे करुणा थोड़ी ओहे वैष्णव ठाकुर दयारा सागर एदसे करुणा थोड़ी ओहे कृष्ण से तुम्हारा कृष्ण गीते पारो कृष्ण से तुम्हारा कृष्ण गीते पारो तुम्हारा सती आते तुम्हारा सती आते हम तो कंगाला कृष्ण कृष्ण बोली हम तो कंगाला कृष्ण कृष्ण बोली हम तो कंगाला कृष्ण कृष्ण बोली तुम्हारा चरण धोरी तुम्हारा चरण धोरी तुम्हारा हे वैष्णव ठाकुर दया सागर वेदते करुणा कोरी हे वैष्णव ठाकुर दया सागर वेदते करुणा कोरी. Hare Krishna. So we'll read Hare Krishna. So welcome to the newly married couple. So let's read the translation. This is about glorifying a Vaishnava Thakur. Vaishnava Thakur is someone who gives us Krishna. So all the gurus fall in this category. All the gurus. Are you Prabhuji आगे? Hare Krishna. कैसे हैं Prabhuji? Yeah, so all the gurus. So when we sing of Vaishnava Thakur, we thank him for giving us Krishna. Because without a Vaishnava, how can we receive Krishna? Krishna is in the heart of Vaishnavas. So the first para is, O vulnerable Vaishnava, devotee of Krishna, O ocean of mercy, be merciful unto your servant. Give me the shade of your lotus feet and purify me. I hold on to your lotus feet. Tomara charana dhori. I hold on to your lotus feet. Second one. Teach me to control my 6 passions, rectify my 6 faults, bestow upon me the 6 qualities, and offer unto me the 6 kinds of holy association. I do not find the strength to carry on alone the Sankirtan of the holy name of Hari. Please bless me by giving me just one drop of faith with which to obtain the great treasure of the holy name of Krishna. This final paragraph is beautiful, very beautiful paragraph. Krishna said, Tomara, Krishna dite paro, Tomara shakati ache, Amito Kangala, Krishna Krishna boli, Dai tava pache pache. Krishna is yours. You have the power to give him to me. I am simply your servant running behind you and shouting, Krishna, Krishna. Right? So that's all we can do is run behind a Vaishnava Thakur. Say, please give me Krishna, give me Krishna, give me Krishna. They have Krishna, they can give. Once Srila Prabhupada, he was discussing with some of his disciples who were coming new. So Prabhupada was like, come and take Krishna, come and take Krishna. And Prabhupada is telling as if, like he can just give Krishna like that, right? Nobody understood. Harish, Nodyanantu, Dandav, please. Many others will come in later. Sucharita Mataji, Dandav, thank you for coming. Yeah. So, yeah, there will be many more than space will not, it all can come at different. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandav Pranam, Hare Krishna. Yeah. So Krishna is yours, Krishna is yours. Krishna is with the Vaishnavas. So we'll sing Bhishmadev's prayers now. Om Ajnantimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurummilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadadi Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Shri Guru Vaishnavam Shri Rupam Sagrajata Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhamritamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tatta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhobhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Please repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Narayana Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Namah Pankajanabhaya Namah Pankajamaline Namah Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangre Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratvishe Namaha Namo Brahmanyaya Devaya Gau Brahmana Hitaya Cha Jagaditaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं श्रीपरमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरम् ओम पवित्रो पवित्रो वा सर्वावस्थं गतोऽपि वा यत्स्मरेत् पुण्डरीकाक्ष साभ्याभ्यन्तरं सुचे श्रीविष्णु 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 चेतोदर्पणमर्जनं भवमहाद्वावाग्निर्वापनं श्रेयकैरिव चन्द्रिका वितरणं विद्यावधूजीवनम् आनन्दं बुद्धिवर्धनं प्रतिपदं पूर्णामृतस्वादनं सर्वत्मस्थापनं परं विजयते श्रीकृष्ण संकीर्तनम् नामकारि बहुडान्ति सर्वशक्ति तत्रातिपा नियमिता स्मरणेन काल एतादृशी तव कृपा भगवन् ममापि दुर्दैवमिदृशमिह जानन्यनुरागः तृणादपि सुनीचेन तरोरपि सहिष्णुना अमाननीयमानदेन कीर्तनीय सदा हरि न धनं न जनं न सुन्दरीं कवितं वा जगदीश कामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरे भवतद्भक्तिरहोइतकी द्वै होयि नन्दतनुज किङ्करपतितमां विषमे भवाम्बुधौ कृपया तव पादपङ्कजधूलिसदर्शं विचिन्तय नयनं गलदश्रुधारया वदनं गद्गदरुधाय गिरा पुलकिर्निचितं वपु कदा तव नाम ग्रहणे भविष्यति युगायितं निमिषेण चक्षुषा प्रवर्षायितं शून्यायितं जगत्सर्वं गोविन्दं विरहे नमे अस्लिश्य वा पादरतं विनस्तु मामादर्शनं वर्महतां करोतु वा यथा तथा विदगतो लम्पतो मात्प्रणनतस्तु इव न पर हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे चैतन्य चेष्टाष्टकम प्रेयर्स की कृष्ण थैंक यू Prabhuji's Mataji's for coming. So సంతోష్ అయితే ప్రభు మాతాజీ హరే కృష్ణ ప్రభుజీ హరే బాగున్నారా చాలా దూరం నుంచి వస్తున్నారు మా ఇల్లన్న మీదికి జరపాలి మీ ఇల్లన్న ఇటు జరపాలి హరే కృష్ణ వెరీ గ్రేట్ఫుల్ ఆర్ యూ కంఫర్టబుల్ మాతాజీ సో happy Sankranti to all the families. Happy Makar Sankranti. Sankranti Subhakankshal. Yeah, it's a very glorious day. And today we are going to spend the initial time discussing Bhishmadev's prayers. Right? We'll not discuss, we'll actually just read them. To discuss it will not take one day. It will go on for a long time. But Bhishmadev was one person, one great person, a Mahajan. We call him Mahajan, who dedicated his life, every breath for the pleasure of Krishna. Though externally a lot of people never understood the mood of Bhishmadev, but he was a great devotee of Krishna. Even though he had so many difficulties in life, he had so many challenges in life, he never left Krishna. And he never left the desire of Krishna. Krishna had a great desire that he wanted to fulfill through Bhishmadev, and he made it happen. He wanted to prove that No matter how strong a person can be against dharma, when he's standing against dharma, he has to fall. And Bhishmadev wanted to be that example. And he did that. He stood. See, when we are working for Krishna, we face obstacles. And when we are working against Krishna, then also we face obstacles. But when you are in love with Krishna and you are working for Krishna, you face obstacles and they're very painful, isn't it? You are in love with Krishna, you love Krishna, and you want to serve Krishna, and you're facing obstacles. Very painful. You don't want them. Like I want to have devotional life. My partner is not cooperating. My office is not helpful. My timings are not working. Financially, I'm struggling. Right? So many things can come when you are in love with Krishna and you want to serve Krishna, and obstacles are coming. But more difficult than that is you're in love with Krishna, you're working against Krishna's dharma, and obstacles are coming. Just imagine. Bhishma's situation was even difficult situation. See, at least you can say that, okay, Krishna, I'm facing obstacles. Why don't you come and clear the obstacles? Here, he's working against Krishna's plan, in love with Krishna, and he's facing obstacles, right, in between. What kind of obstacles? Obstacles which are troubling him from inside. It's not easy to work against Krishna, is it? It's very easy to work for Krishna. It's not easy to work against Krishna. Working against Krishna means practically you are at war with the whole universe, with nature, with your own heart, right? You have to harm people. Just imagine, okay, from today onwards, Satsang agenda is changing. We are going to harm people. How difficult is it? So difficult, right? I mean, you have to go and really create nuisance in society. Isn't it difficult? Doing good is very easy. Doing bad is very difficult. Being a Hiranyakashipu is not easy. Being a Hiranyaksha is very difficult. Of course, little glimpses keep coming and going. But then being a bad person is not easy. And that too when you're in love with Krishna. Bhishmadev was in that situation. He loves Krishna and he knows that he is doing everything that may not support the Pandavas, because Pandavas are most dear to Krishna. And Krishna is trying to help Pandavas. On the other side, Duryodhana is trying to harm Pandavas. And Bhishma is sitting behind Duryodhana and watching it happen. Right? And to make matters worse, Bhishma would have thought, okay, I'm going to serve Krishna by being on the side of others, wrong side. But he never knew that the wrong side can go to such extreme ends. Right? I mean, did Bhishma plan while taking the pratigya that I have to witness Draupadi's disrobing? No. Did he ever think that it will go to such a point where Duryodhana and Shakuni will plan to kill Kunti? No. Right? Did it go to such a point that he thought I will have to witness and approve the division of kingdom? No. Right? I mean, these all things these are called, obstacles in our service. And he was so brave that he accepted these obstacles, and with difficult, even though it was a difficult situation, he did not leave Krishna. He did not leave. He could have said, Krishna, I know you want me to be on the wrong side, but this is too much. He never said this. He never said this is too much. He said this is too much, but I'm going to continue. You are testing me, right? So Krishna tests us in so many ways, in so many situations. It sometimes may not be a test of good versus evil. It might be a test of good versus good, right? And then it becomes very difficult. Which one to choose? This is also good. That is also good. So what to do, right? And sometimes it is bad versus bad, right? In service of Krishna. This is also bad. That is also bad. Now what should I do? Which one? I know it is bad. I know it is bad. Like all our situation in Kali Yuga, it's like that, right? Our jobs, our financial insecurities, right? Our family, it's bad versus bad only. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, it's the choice of, the best bargain and the worst. What was the sentence? best of the bad bargain, right? So you're just choosing what is the bad versus bad. What worse can happen? Okay, what is the least worst thing I can do? Software job, right? Software or hardware or whatever consulting jobs you're doing, they're not in mode of goodness. They're in mode of passion, driven by greed. We don't want the next project, but next project will come. Or we want this project to go like this, right? The way it is going. But your boss will come and tell, where is the value add? Where is the passion for delivery? Some English jargons will throw. And for that, we have to slog, just to make that fool, show him one different thing in a report. Right? One status report has to change, it will change our status. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Yeah. So, Shamabari Mataji, after a long time I'm seeing you. Oh, last Sunday. Sorry, last Sunday. I don't know where we all were. It was a crazy situation. So, so it is very difficult to make a choice when both the choices don't seem to be favorable, and that when Bhishmadev had to make such choices. What is the best bad among the bad? Right? And every time he used to do that, he used to feel so much. And he went through so much struggle, that Krishna once came to him and told, why don't you break your pratigya? Now, this is the ultimate obstacle. Till now, he knows what he's doing is wrong. And he's doing it for that Supreme Lord. And the Supreme Lord himself comes and tells, Chhod do na. Forget it, come on the side of Pandavas. Now, just imagine Bhishma's situation like, Krishna, I'm doing this for you. And you are coming and telling me and testing me like this also. No, I will stand on the side of Kauravas. Because you like to fight and you want a good fighter. What is that rasa called? Veerya rasa. Right? In English, chivalry. Huh? Chivalry. I struggle with English words. Anyway, so Veerya rasa, he wanted to experience Veerya rasa. Veerya rasa means Krishna likes to fight. And that is something that Krishna likes to enjoy. And for that, somebody has to fight with you. Isn't it? So Bhishma said, okay, Kusti karna hai, I am the person. I'm there, let's fight. Right? And he gave that, for giving that enjoyment to Krishna, he was fighting on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. How can you understand this? This is called, love beyond barriers, right? Unconditional, unparalleled. You cannot think of a relationship like this, where the opposite person is going on fighting just to give pleasure to the opposite person. Fighting also is a rasa, right? So Krishna likes to fight, and he needs an able person to fight. Who was that other person who also wanted to give Krishna this rasa? Jambavant, yes. Yes, Jambavant also. Bali? Yeah.
He takes another birth to fight against.
What's the Kalyavana? Kalyavana. Is Bali becomes Kalyavana? No, right? No. So Kalyavana also. He likes to fight. He's searching. I want to fight with somebody. I want to fight. This is how my senses are enjoying and all that. Then Brahma goes and tells, who can be a better fighter for you? Go to Krishna. Go fight with him. So I say, okay, I will. He wants to enjoy Veerya Rasa. I also want to enjoy Veerya Rasa. I'll go and fight with him. So he goes and fights. So, once one great sannyasi Maharaj in ISKCON, he was telling that it's easier to chant the holy names and go back to Krishna than to try to be Hiranyakashipu. Try to be Hiranyakashipu or Ravan. In one janma they could see Krishna. That's good, but can you be that Hiranyakashipu and Ravan? It's very difficult to be one. So better to chant the holy names. This way is better. How many here want to take Bhishmadev's place? Tell me. Would you want to take Bhishmadev's place? Where you're going dead against Krishna in all situations, and Krishna is also laughing, and you are still forced to be in the situation. Very difficult, isn't it? Inconceivable, but that is bhakti. That is bhakti. Yeah. So Bhishmadev has this battle, and on the request of Krishna, he stops the battle also. On the 11th day, Krishna says, okay, बहुत हो गया. I've enjoyed my Veer Rasa. These are internal dealings. Right? Enough, done. Tell them how to bring you down. That also you only have to tell. And this is okay. Done, हो गया मेरा, ठीक है. Bring a woman in front of me and I'll not lift my arms and that woman can shoot. Right? I mean, apparently that happens to be a woman in a man's body. Right? Shikandi. And he comes and shoots the first arrow. And Bhishma still doesn't stop because he's shooting somewhere else. Shikandi is shooting at him, he's shooting somewhere else. He can't shoot a woman. And then Arjuna keeps Shikandi in front of him. He can't shoot towards Shikandi. See the situation. And Arjuna shoots from behind Shikandi. And look at Arjuna's situation. Good versus good. Or good versus bad. Huh? Kitna he puts people in trouble, Krishna. Right? He's a Kshatriya. He would never do that. And he's shooting from behind the back of a woman in a man's body against his grandfather, whom he loves like anything. And he shoots so many arrows that there is no space for a finger to be kept in between. So many arrows. And he still doesn't leave his body. He lies down on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. And he says, okay, I will wait for the moment until the Hastinapur is secured. Until the Bharat Vamsha is secured. That is my pratigna to my father. And his father, who is in is in heavenly planets, comes to meet him. He says, you've given me a promise, that's okay, but I can't see you like this. You give up your body. War is over. Pandavas have taken the kingdom. But Bhishma says, no, I'm waiting for something. Externally, people say he was waiting for Uttarayana. He was not waiting for Uttarayana. He was waiting for Krishna. Right? And Krishna is in Hastinapur. The Pattabhishekam of Yudhishthira is over. He is declared the emperor of the world. And then it's over. The kingdom is all set. The rule can happen. Krishna can go to Dwarka. And Yudhishthira says, no, don't go to Dwarka. Please stay with us for some more time. No, I still have to go. My grandfather Ugrasena, my mother, my father, they're also waiting. But by the way, before I go, let us go to Kurukshetra. Right? So that word, that Acharya explained, that Krishna's decision to go to Kurukshetra was simply somebody in love with, his beloved, right? Remembering and going to him. Like Krishna would never forget going to his devotee. That statement of Krishna that, no, I want to see Bhishma before I go to Dwarka. Because Krishna had no obligation. It's over. War is over. War is over. Khatam ho gaya. Whatever dharma sansthapan aaya, sambhavami yuge yuge ho gaya. Right? The whole war is over. The purpose of Krishna's descent is over. What reason he has to go to Kurukshetra? He doesn't have to go for anything. But he came mainly not for Vinayasha Dushkritam. He came for Paritrana Sadhana. He came to give pleasure to the sadhus. So then he decides to go to. Actually, Pandavas can go and finish the Antim Sanskar. Krishna doesn't have to go. But Krishna goes. Krishna goes and Bhishma is waiting. Bhishma is exactly waiting like the great devotees wait for the Supreme Lord to come. He is waiting exactly like Shabari is waiting for Ram. Every day taking bath, wearing a new sari, fresh sari, you can say. And every day plucking fruits and saying, okay, my beloved will come and eat today. Every day. It's not like, okay, that day she went and plucked fruits. Every day she is plucking fruits. In the same way, Bhishma is waiting for him every single day. And he chose the right moment to come. And that is Uttarayan. Krishna wanted to glorify his devotee. That I will send you off on Uttarayan. Right? Not that Bhishma was waiting for Uttarayan. Okay, that's also an external reason. But if you go by devotion, like Prabhupada says in the 8th chapter, 27th shloka, 24th he says Uttarayana is great because the one who leaves never returns. 25th he says The one who lives in the southern time, he goes to the moon planet and he again returns. And 26th, he says that actually, both these are very important events that we should remember. And, um, for great devotees, it doesn't matter. And 27th, Krishna reveals that actually devotees don't need to care about all this. The one who is devoted to me comes back to me. So really think that Bhishma has to wait for Uttarayan? No way. Bhishma is going back to Krishna. There is no reason. But Krishna chooses Uttarayan. That is the reason Sankranti is very important. It's a day chosen by God. It's a day chosen by God for his devotee. And he goes, and that day he stands in front of him, and Bhishma is so happy. He is happy because Krishna has come, and now we can leave his body. Now we can leave his body and eternally go into the pastimes of Krishna. And then he tells Bhishma, please give some gyan to my grandson. No. Krishna tells to Bhishma, please give some gyan to Yudhishthira. He's going to rule the world. He needs the gyan from you. Bhishma is old. Bhishma is wounded, completely emaciated. There's practically no life in him. And in that state, he is asking him to give gyan. Right? Can you imagine giving a Bhagavatam class when you're 104 temperature? Can you do that? 104 temperature with sore throat and with back pain and what other problems we have normally? With all these problems, when somebody says, Prabhuji, can you give Bhagavatam class? Like, Prabhuji, nahi hoga, Prabhuji. We'll tell very easily, right? Nahi hoga. Bhishma did not have a back. Bhishma did not have a throat also. So there is no question of throat infection. His throat was shooted with arrows. He did not have anything except his face. Everything in the body was like, rotten meat. Rotten. It's like, when did the war happen? Margasira Mas beginning, and when is Uttarayana? 2 months close to. Right? Or maybe 1.5 months, something like that. 1.5 months, something like that. 1 month? Exactly 1 month? Huh? Right? And then he's right there, and Krishna is telling him, give some advice to my grandson. And Acharya explained that for a spiritually minded person, the bodily situation, the bodily difficulties or anomalies doesn't affect his consciousness. Right? I'd heard this from my Guru Maharaj, Radhanath Swami. He said that Bhishma, in a material situation, cannot even speak. There is no way he can speak. But because he was a completely spiritual devotee, nothing affected his intelligence. One second, I just have to take this. Sorry, yeah. So that is how the great sannyasis are. If you can see, we don't have to think about even Bhishmadev. Even in today's day and time, you can see Prabhupada disciples, the disciples of Prabhupada who dedicated their life for serving Prabhupada. Physically, their situation is like, you can't even think that they can do a kirtan. Sometimes they are so, old age. One is old age. Second is so many health problems. So many health problems. Right? We often talk about Jayapataka Maharaj. But many other sannyasis are in that situation. Jayapataka Maharaj is like really, on the top, right? He practically has organ transplant. Nothing is going right in his body, right? When still he is going on and serving. Many other sannyasis are in the same state. Physically, it's impossible for them to travel like this, right? How many can travel around the world and continually give programs? One day go to Bangalore, come back, you'll know what you are, right? Traveling is very, very tiring. Hare Krishna. And these sannyasis are still traveling. They're going one place to another place, giving lectures, right? There sometimes time zone is changing. Still they're doing it. But how are they doing it? Not at a physical level. It's not physical. It's spiritual. Spiritual energy is so high. Once my god brother in New York temple, he was sharing that my Guru Maharaj, Radhanath Swami Maharaj, he was giving a lecture. And the lecture was very nice in the temple, and he was going on. Sometimes Maharaj goes for 3-hour lectures also. And then at 3 hours, he says, if you want me to continue, you can tell Haribol. And Haribol, then he will continue. Then he did Kirtan. He was completely, and his servant was like, Maharaj is not well. Maharaj is not well. How is he able to give the class? And after the whole lecture got over, devotees are coming and Prasadam, started, and people started going to different floor. 2 people came, literally folded 2 shoulders and took Maharaj into the room. He couldn't even walk. What to stand up? Couldn't even walk. That was the situation. But how come he was giving lecture for 5 hours? God only knows. 5 hours lecture and added with kirtan and everything, right? I practically have seen sannyasis. Once his known as Hanumat Preksha Maharaj, another great sannyasi, disciple of Prabhupada, Hanumat Preksha Maharaj. He's the one whose disciple is Arudha Mataji, and her son is Revati Raman Prabhu, right? So he came to San Jose Temple, and I couldn't believe that he was so weak. He was so weak, like maybe he reduced himself to 40 kgs. Something happened, and he had a beard. I couldn't recognize him. Like in saffron clothes he came, and then when he paid obeisances, like the whole body came down to when it like winded down into a small. As if felt he's like this much, like a little lump of little person. That's it. Everything in like this, full. Then he sat down and then he started speaking, and when he started speaking, my God, the kind of energy he had, the kind of explanations he was giving. He's an amazing orator and he's a defeater of scientists. If he talks, no scientist can match him because he knows science in and out, right? So he was speaking and giving lecture. So the sannyasis are like that, completely in spiritual power. So was Bhishmadev. Bhishmadev, when the order came from his master that please tell some dharma and tell what a king should be, what a king should do, immediately Bhishma started speaking. In full enthusiasm, he was speaking, right? And he also, at the end of it, Bhagavatam doesn't directly refer to it, but in that conversation, he also chanted the holy names of Vishnu, Vishnu Sahasranam. 1,000 names of Vishnu, he chanted. Right? Can you imagine in that situation, chanting Vishnu Sahasranam? And Vishnu Sahasranam was originally scripted by Vyasadeva. Already it was there. It was already there on the planet. Meaning he is not going to create his own 1,000 names. He is going to repeat 1,000 names. Can you imagine the memory one should have in that situation to chant Vishnu Sahasranam? He did that. And he nicely did that non-stop. Finished the entire Vishnu Sahasranam and then left the body. So now that we are in Kurukshetra right now, and Krishna is standing in front of Bhishma, and Bhishma is going to speak. Right? So I will just read. Let's all, on this day of Makara Sankranti, the very same incident happened 5,000 plus years ago. So we're trying to remember those prayers. Text 1. Can everybody see? Is it okay? Yeah. Or I can make it more bigger. Better? Yeah. Sutta Goswami said, being afraid of having killed so many subjects on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Maharaj Yudhishthira went to the scene of massacre. There, Bhishmadeva was lying on a bed of arrows, about to pass away. I would have loved to read Prabhupada's purports also, but it'll take a lot of time. So we're just reading the translation. At that time, his brothers followed him on a beautiful chariots drawn by first-class horses decorated with gold ornaments. With them were Vyasa and rishis like Dhaumya, the learned priest of the Pandavas, and others. O sage, among us the Brahmanas, Lord Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, also followed, seated on a chariot with Arjuna. Thus King Yudhishthira appeared very aristocratic, like Kuvera surrounded by his companions, the Guhyakas. Seeing him, Bhishma, lying on the ground like a demigod fallen from the sky, the Pandava king Yudhishthira, along with his brothers, younger brothers, and Lord Krishna, bowed down before him. Just to see the chief of the descendants of King Bharata, Bhishma, all the great souls in the universe, namely the rishis among its the demigods, brahmanas, and kings, all situated in the quality of goodness, were assembled there. All the sages like Parvatamuni, Narada, Dhaumya, Vyasa, the incarnation of God, Brahadasva, Bharadvaja, and Parashurama and disciples Vashishta, Indrapamada, Trita, Gritsamada, Asita, Kakshivan, Gautama, Atri, Kaushika, and Sudarshana were present. And many others like Sukadev Goswami and other pure souls, Kashyapa and Angira and others, all accompanied by their respective disciples, arrived there. Can you imagine these great personalities? Sukadev Goswami was there, right? Bhishmadeva, who was the best amongst the eight Vasus, received and welcomed all the great and powerful rishis who were assembled there. For he knew perfectly all the religious principles according to time and place. Lord Sri Krishna is situated in everyone's heart, yet he manifests his transcendental form by his internal potency. This very Lord was sitting before Bhishma Deva, and since Bhishma Deva knew of his glories, he worshipped him duly. The sons of Maharaj Pandu were sitting silently nearby, overtaken with affection for their dying grandfather. Seeing this, Bhishmadeva congratulated them with feeling. There were tears of ecstasy in his eyes, for he was overwhelmed by love and affection. Bhishmadeva said, "Oh, what terrible sufferings and what terrible injustices you good souls suffer for being the sons of religion personified. You did not deserve to remain alive under those tribulations, yet you were protected by the Brahmanas, God, and religion. As far as daughter in law Kunti is concerned, upon the great General Pandu's death, she became a widow with many children, and therefore she suffered greatly. And when you were grown up, and she suffered a great deal also because of your actions. In my opinion, this is all due to inevitable time, under whose control everyone in every planet is carried, just as the clouds are carried by the wind. Oh, one, oh, how wonderful is the influence of inevitable time! It is irreversible. Otherwise, how can there be reverses in the presence of King Yudhishthira, the son of the demigod controlling religion? Bhima, the great fighter with a club, and the great bowman Arjuna with his mighty weapon Gandiva, and above all, the Lord, the direct well-wisher of the Pandavas. O King, no one can know the plan of the Lord Krishna, Sri Krishna, even though great philosophers inquire exhaustively, they are bewildered. O best among the descendants of Bharata, Yudhishthira, I maintain therefore that all this is within the plan of the Lord. Accepting the inconceivable plan of the Lord, you must follow it. You are now the appointed administrative head, and my Lord, you should now take care of those subjects who are rendered helpless, who are now rendered helpless. This Sri Krishna is no other than the inconceivable original personality of Godhead. He is the first Narayan, the supreme enjoyer, Adi Narayan. This verse is Adi Narayan, the source of all Narayans. But he is moving among us, the descendants of the king Vrishni, just like one of us, and he is bewildering us with his self-created energy. O king, Lord Shiva, Narada, the sage among the demigods, and Kapila, the incarnation of Godhead, all know very confidentially about his glories through direct contact. O king, that personality whom, out of ignorance only, you thought to be your maternal cousin, your very dear friend, well-wisher, counselor, messenger, benefactor, etc., is that very personality of Godhead Sri Krishna. Being the absolute personality of Godhead, he is present in everyone's heart. He is equally kind to everyone and he is free from the false ego of differentiation. Therefore, whatever he does is free from material inability. He is equibalanced. Yet, despite his being equally kind to everyone, he has graciously come before me while I am ending my life. And for I am his unflinching servitor. He told the secret, which he never told anyone. I am his unflinching servitor. The personality of Godhead, who appears in the mind of the devotee by attentive devotion and meditation, and by chanting of the holy name, releases the devotee from the bondage of fruitive activities at the time of his quitting the material body. I'm so sorry. These days, WhatsApp calls are another thing. Somebody's trying to come here. Hare Krishna. Can I call you back? Is it okay? I'm in a meeting. Thank you. Thank you. Where was I? 23? 24? I need to read 24. Okay. May my Lord, who is four-handed and whose beautifully decorated lotus face with eyes as red as the rising sun is smiling, kindly await me at that moment when I quit this material body. So which means Krishna was smiling there. 25. Sutta Goswami said, Maharaj Yudhishthir, after hearing Bhishmadev speak in that appealing tone, asked him in the presence of the great rishis about the essential principles of various religious duties. At Maharaj Yudhishthir's inquiry, Bhishmadev first defined all the classifications of castes and orders of life in terms of individual qualifications. Then he systematically, in twofold divisions, described contraction by detachment and interaction by attachment. He then explained by divisions acts of charity, the pragmatic activities of a king, and activities of salvation. Then he described the duties of women and devotees, both briefly and extensively. Then he described the occupational duties of different orders and statuses of life, citing instances from history, for he was himself well acquainted with the truth. While Bhishmadeva was describing occupational duties, the sun's course ran into the northern hemisphere. The period is desired by mystics who die at their will. Thereupon, that man who spoke on different subjects of thousands of meanings, subjects with thousands of meanings, and who fought on thousands of battlefields and protected thousands of men, stopped speaking and being completely freed from all bondage, withdrew his mind from everything else and fixed his wide open eyes upon the original personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, who stood before him, four-handed, dressed in yellow garments, and glittered and shined. By pure meditation, looking at Lord Sri Krishna, he at once was freed from all material inauspiciousness and was relieved of all bodily pains caused by the arrow wounds. Thus, all the external activities of his senses at once stopped, and he prayed transcendently to the controller of all living beings while quitting his material body. Bhishmadev said, look at the prayers at that situation. Just he's going to leave his body. Let me now invest my thinking, feeling, willing, which were so long engaged in different subjects and occupational duties, in the all powerful Lord Sri Krishna. He is always self satisfied, but sometimes, being the leader of the devotees, he enjoys transcendental pleasure by descending to the material world, although from him only the material world is created. Sri Krishna is the intimate friend of Arjuna. He has appeared on this earth in his transcendental body, which resembles the bluish color of the tamala tree. His body attracts everyone in the three planetary systems, upper, middle, and lower. May his glittering yellow dress and his lotus face, covered with paintings of sandalwood pulp, be the object of my attraction. And may I not desire fruitive results. These prayers, please, try to meditate on them. They are Hare Krishna. May I request the children to come forward? Sumit, come forward. Can you call Parth and Hriday also? Yeah. All the devotees, can you come forward? If you don't mind. There is space here. Sorry for the inconvenience. Hare Krishna. थोड़ा आगे आ जाइए. You can just leave a little space for the projector. Everything else can. Right. Hare. Thank you, Prabhuji Maji. Come in, Hare. Come in the front. Just come in the front. Sumit, okay, everybody come in the front. Here in the front. Here. Here in the front. Yeah. Come sit, all four of you sit here. Thank you. Yeah. Sit. Or it is a little space for the rays to go. Yeah, it's okay. Thank you. So now these prayers are very important, Provision Mathis. These are the prayers which tell us, which instruct us through Bhagavatam what our consciousness should be when we are leaving our body. Right? So are they applicable for every one of us? Anyone here who thinks he is not going to die? Or is not planning to die? Not willing to die? No, we all have to die. Right? But the choice is ours. Actually, I wanted to read these prayers. Last week, I had the Bhagavatam book also in front of me. I wanted to read two prayers. One is the prayers of Queen Kunti and the prayers of Bhishmadev. From this verse onwards, I wanted to read. And the book was right in front of me, but something made me feel I should sing maybe a bhajan before I start. And Mataji did not give any more time after that. She just chose to leave. Right? How many years were there last week? Hare Krishna. Yeah. Yeah? Oh, you were there online. Hare Krishna. Yes. How many heard the offerings of devotees from temple after she left? I request you all to hear it. It's worth it. It's like, you can skip my offering, that's okay. But there are other devotees who spoke really great glories about her. One of the best offering that I liked, which is relevant to what we are discussing right now, is when Mataji was in the deathbed, her relatives were coming, her cousins, Chinnama, Pedama, Chinnana, Pedana, whatever you tell in Hindi or English, Bade Pupaji, Ye Wo Pure. Everybody were coming, and one of them started talking about some gift that she gave her. It was a good discussion. She was like, "You gave me that gift, and I really loved that gift. You remember giving me that gift?" And Mataji's answer was, you either change the topic or go out of the room. Period. You either change the topic or you can leave the room. Because I am on my deathbed and I'm only focusing on Krishna. Can anybody do that? When I heard that, I was like, boy. Shivram Prabhu came to sing Kirtan, and he came to sing for her, and she made the garland for him to sing the Kirtan. And I think it was not the first time. Second time when he went to meet her, she was very tired. She was not able to speak or even focus. At that time, Shivram Prabhu told Mataji, I'm going to sing Kirtan for you. And she told Shivram Prabhu, Prabhu, I'm not in a situation to hear the Kirtan. Can you only sing for 2 minutes? Is that okay? So somebody might feel that what is wrong in Prabhuji singing? Look at her consciousness. She told Prabhu, problem is I might sleep when you're singing. And sleeping when you're chanting the holy names is offense to the holy names. I cannot commit that offense. So you sing, I might sleep, but for a short while. And Shivram Prabhu was astonished hearing that. I mean, how much conscious are we when we are chanting the holy Hare Krishna? How much conscious are we when we are chanting the holy names? And look at her consciousness on the deathbed, where there are 1,000 reasons to complain why this is happening with me at the age of 67, 68, something like that. And she's absolutely in total love with Krishna. I mean, unless you are in love with Krishna, you can't tell that, right? I mean, don't chant his name because it will be an insult, right? She is not ready to listen from any relative. She's not ready to talk to her own sisters and, uh, whoever comes. All she cares is devotees. And Prabhuji was saying that 3 hours in the day in hospice, 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock, is her most attentive time. And he told that you all were coming and telling that she is so active, she doesn't even look like she is on the deathbed. But then after you all left, I was there in the room to see what exactly was going on. You don't know what was going on. She was in so much pain. She never gave a glimpse of her pain to anybody who came. And she was chanting and, and look at this. Brahmacharis came to sing Kirtan. Okay, I'll
No, no, it's okay.
yeah. Brahmacharis came to sing Kirtan, and she told the Brahmacharis, one of the Brahmachari, I think it was not Mahaprabhu Chaitanya Prabhu, Vishnu, another Brahmachari. No, one more. Huh? Achyut Gopal Prabhu. She told Achyut Gopal Prabhu that Prabhuji, if during your Kirtan I lift my hand like this and I lift my hand to the back, I should lift it high, but if I go back, that's like offending, like, taking your hand back and that in front of Brahmachari. Please forgive me, because sometimes the pain is so much I have to take the hand back. And that Prabhu was like, he was shocked looking at her consciousness. And she was telling that, at the end of the Kirtan, please forgive me for my offenses. Like that, she's telling the Brahmacharis who are coming to sing Kirtan. Fully conscious of every single decision, every single thing she's doing during the Kirtan. Fully conscious. How she should behave with devotees. Everybody who is coming, she's paying Dandavat Pranam in her heart. Right? And she is welcoming them, Hare Krishna. She's welcoming them with so much love and affection. Please, thank you for coming. Right? And she was hearing Bhagavatam prayers. Brahmacharis went down there, and some of you can come still in the front if here also. Hare Krishna. Yeah. So That was a consciousness. So the reason we are discussing that is now let us be prepared to be in that consciousness and hear the prayers of Bhishmadev. So far, we discussed about how Bhishmadev, who is Bhishmadev, we spent some time. And then we discussed about Bhishmadev's speech to Pandavas. Now, the final prayers coming out of his heart in Bhagavatam about Krishna to the Pandavas. Right? So please focus, and we will read one verse. And if there is anything important, you all can also share, and I would just add upon, and then we'll go forward. Okay? Yeah. Shri Bhishmadev ki Jai. Shri Prabhupada ki Jai. Jai Shri Krishna Bhagwan ki Jai. Bhishmadev said, now let me now invest my thinking, feeling, and willing, which were so long engaged in different subjects and occupational duties, in all powerful Lord Shri Krishna. He is always self-satisfied, but sometimes, being the leader of the devotees, he enjoys transcendental pleasure by descending to the material world, although from him only the material world is created. 33. Shri Krishna is an intimate friend of Arjuna. He has appeared on this earth in his transcendental body, which resembles the bluish color of the Tamala tree. His body attracts everyone in the three planetary systems, upper, middle, and lower. May his glittering yellow dress and his lotus face, covered with paintings of sandalwood pulp, be the object of my attraction. And may I not desire fruitive results. Right? Fruitive results, no recognition, nothing. No fruitive results. Hare Krishna. Does anyone want to share anything here? Yeah. Moksha and Mukti. Moksha is relief from material pains. Right? Mukti also is mostly referred in the same lines. Mukti also is referred in the same lines, but Mukti also means to go back to Krishna. Yeah. Moksha is more about, mujhe moksha kar do ye pain se, I want to come out of this pains. That is moksha. Yeah. Mukti is about going back to God, but it is also referred sometimes for this reason also. Mukti mil gaya. Again, relief from pains only. Yeah, like that.
Can moksha be attained without mukti? Can it be a possibility of without mukti, like going back to Krishna, but getting relief from material pains? Is it possible?
No. What is
So
it?
you said the mukti means going back to Krishna. Moksha means getting relief from material pains. So can moksha be attained without mukti?
Yeah, you can get relief from material pains. When you go to heavenly planet, you get relief from all material pains.
But the four things are there in heavenly planet.
No, only one is there.
Okay.
Death is there.
Only death is there. Okay.
Birth, of course, is there. You will have to take birth in heavenly planet. But there is no old age. There is no old age in heavenly planet. Good, right? There is no old. And there is no disease. No Apollo, no sunshine. No Kims. No hospitals. No disease. But the only problem is, in heavenly planet, you will be like, you'll be like all beautiful, good, beautiful skin, all wealth, you're getting ready for that, for the dance, and then you die. Suddenly. Because death is there. Death will come. When your quota is over, you'll die. Right? Here you get indications before you die. So many indications. There's no indication. Khatam. So still the tension is there. Anxiety is there. Brahma bhuna loko punaravartin Arjuna. From the Brahma to the ant in the Patala. Everybody has to go through anxiety. Cycle of birth and death. Yeah. So one of the important thing here is thinking, feeling, and willing. These are the three activities of the soul. Right? Now these three activities have to be completely engaged in Krishna. What you're thinking about Krishna, what you're feeling is about Krishna, and what you're willing to do is about Krishna. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to the prayer number 34. Please focus. On the battlefield where Sri Krishna attended Arjuna out of friendship, The flowing hair of Lord Krishna turned ashen due to the dust raised by the hoofs of the horses. Are you all understanding what he told you? A little bit, devotees are coming and going, but Mahesh Prabhu ki jai. Yes. Thank you, bro. I was just saying. Often being a driver is a servant's job, but he gets his own seat. That's advantage. Being a speaker in satsang, you get your own seat. That much is left. That much is left. So that's one luxury of being. Hare Krishna. So, yeah. Settle down. Yeah, okay. On the battlefield, please hear these beautiful words where the details are being told. Bhishma is trying to remember Krishna in the battlefield. On the battlefield where Krishna attended Arjuna out of friendship, the flowing hair of the Lord Krishna turned ashen due to the dust raised by the hoofs of the horses. And because of his labor, beads of sweat wetted his face. All these decorations intensified the wounds dealt by my sharp arrows were enjoyed by him. Let my mind thus go on to Sri Krishna. Just see, you are shooting arrows, and he is bleeding, and he's saying that I'm serving him, right? And he's filled with sweat, and the whole dust of the battlefield is on the hair. You would say that go take bath, right? When somebody in that situation, go take bath, But Bhishma is seeing beauty in that. He's seeing the greatest beauty of the Supreme Lord in that situation, right? Where he's bleeding with wounds, right? Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says those are the wounds of a love bite, between two lovers, right? Just imagine the ecstasy of Vaishnava. I mean, he's an Acharya speaking such thing. People cannot understand. How can Acharya think like that? But his thing is saying these are the wounds between two lovers, and both are enjoying it. Krishna is enjoying it. Bhishma is enjoying it. Just imagine Bhishma is shooting Krishna arrows, and Krishna is not even holding weapons. Right? When Krishna is like, okay, hit me. And every day he is being hit by arrows. 11 days, these ecstatic love was going on between lovers. Right? He is hitting arrows, he is going with wounds, and each wound he is enjoying the reciprocation of his lover. And he is enjoying hitting him. Because if you want to win against a warrior, you have to kill the Sarathi. If you kill the Sarathi, you can easily get over the warrior. That is the trick of the war. Right? Yes, it is war ethics. Yes, of course. Horses, and that's the Sarathi's duty, that he has to protect himself and the horses and the Lord and the person whom you are driving, right? That's why a skilled Sarathi is chosen. These days we take any driver. See, those days choosing a Sarathi would determine your fate also. You would win the battle. That's why Karna, as soon as he said, okay, became the what is it? The Senapati. He became a general, or rather he came on the battlefield. Immediately went and asked, what is that his name? Shalya. Said Shalya, that can you be the equivalent charioteer to me, like the way Krishna was? Krishna is for Arjuna, because I need somebody who can maneuver my chariot, because it's going to be a fierce battle. It's going to be a fierce battle. He wanted it like that. That's what Acharya is saying. It's a rasa of Veera rasa. Veera rasa. If you see, so many difficulties Krishna had to face. So many difficulties Bhishma had to face because of Krishna, isn't it? Because of Krishna, he's on the other side, which I was discussing before many of you came, for long. What all Bhishma had to go through for Krishna, choosing the bad among the bad. Right? So here now, he is facing difficulty now. Krishna is facing, okay, now it's my time to give it back. It's a loving dealing between two people. Huh? Don't think, anyway, it's pure love. Forcing Krishna to break his vow. You are shooting on the forcing Krishna to break his vow. Now break the vow that you said you are not going to lift your weapons. I'm going to make you lift the weapons. I'm going to make you lift the weapons. And Krishna is like, try, I will not lift the weapons. Do what you want to do. Right? I'll not lift the weapons. Like that. Huh? Whatever. Come and sit in the front. Ayo, Prabhuji, you can come. That's it. Hare Krishna. That's okay. That's okay. He'll come in the front. There is Bala. Come here. Bala is looking very different today.
Yeah, nice.
He's grown up. Advait, koncham mundu ra. Give space for Prabhuji and a comfortable space. Hare Krishna. Okay. Looking very different. There's something about him today. Huh? Ready for marriage? Huh? Prabhuji, Bala ka Bal Vivaha. Bala ka Bal Vivaha. Hare Krishna. Okay. Yeah. So here Krishna is praising the dust of the battlefield on Krishna's hair also, the grey hair, and the beads of sweat, right? The words that he's using. Yes, by my sharp arrows, he's proclaiming that, my sharp arrows have created these wounds, like that. 35. In obedience to the command of his friend, Lord Sri Krishna entered the arena of the battlefield of Kurukshetra between the soldiers of Arjuna and Duryodhana. And while there he shortened the lifespans of the opposite party by his merciful glance. This was done simply by him looking at the enemy. Let my mind be fixed upon him, fixed upon that Krishna. Right? Here is saying, why he entered the battlefield? To please his devotee. That is the reason he entered the battlefield, right? Arjuna only told, I want you. I don't want your Shohini Sena. I just want you. Okay, I'll be your charioteer. Okay, please be my charioteer. Right? So he entered for that reason. And then he shortened the lives of the people in other side. Not even lifting the weapon. That's what he means there. Right? Without even, just by his glance, Krishna looked at him, uska time ho gaya. Right? And he was so nicely serving his devotee. When Arjuna was seemingly polluted by ignorance, upon observing the soldiers and commanders before him on the battlefield, the Lord eradicated his ignorance by delivering the transcendental knowledge. Bhagavad Gita. May his lotus feet always remain the object of my attraction. Right? He's ending it every time saying, that person is my Lord. Yeah.
Why is he saying that he shortened the lifespan from the opposite party by multiple glance? What is the context there?
Context is, just by looking at them, he decided, okay, you're going to die now. Right? He helped the Pandavas by bringing them down one by one. He helped the Pandavas. See, if he would have had Sudarshan, he would have just left the Sudarshan, finish, war over. Right? But he said, I'm not going to lift weapons.
That's what I'm saying.
But in spite of not lifting weapons, just by being in the side of Pandavas, by his merciful glance, he helped Pandavas to bring down everybody. He helped Pandavas.
Because if he lifted the weapons, it would have been more shorter, right? So he has not lifted the weapons. So
he didn't lift the weapons, but he helped them conquer the same people without him lifting the weapons. And the greatest weapon he had was his glance. He looked at him in such a merciful way, they understood, okay, as mera bari hai. And Acharya explained that every single person on the battlefield, whether he was a Kuru, all the Kurus were on the side of Kauravas or Pandavas, all went back to Godhead. Just by looking at the glance of Krishna and Arjuna. The darshan of the Supreme Lord was so beautiful that their consciousness changed.
Duryodhana also.
Yeah?
Duryodhana.
Now Acharya explained that he went to heavenly planets. Yeah. Went to heavenly planets.
That happens to anybody, right?
Anybody who fights as a Kshatriya on the battlefield reaches the heavenly planets.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
But you finish that and you have to go back and at some point you have to pay for your
Yeah.
deeds, right?
Yeah. Duryodhana must have gone back
No, it is said in some other
at some time.
Acharya's commentary. I think whoever has fought in the Mahabharata war, all have went back to.
Yes, all have gone back.
But he's in Sangaloka, right? It's not.
In 5,000 years ago.
Uh,
After that, he would have come back and he would have become a devotee, he would have gone back. Anyway,
so not in that life.
no, necessarily may not. Necessarily may not.
You'll get a second chance, third.
You'll get a second chance, third chance, whichever.
Even the demons which were killed by Krishna, there was a mention that all the demons were liberated,
Yes.
but not
The same way.
Not Goloka. Not Goloka.
They were
Yes.
given this, Sahyajamukti.
Yeah, Sayajamukti.
So that after some time they
They again come back, again become a devotee and go.
After they accept him in the form, until
Yeah.
then they are left.
One demon who directly went to Goloka is Putana.
So she is also the case.
Direct, without any visa also. Direct. Yeah.
Why was Duryodhana sent to heavenly planets and not to lower planets?
Because his consciousness is not still as a Krishna Bhakta.
No, but why still?
No, he's saying
Why not
heavenly, why
lower
not
planets?
hellish planets?
Yeah.
Because he died on the battlefield doing his duty as a warrior. At the end of the day, he was fighting for his kingdom. And Kshatriyas, when they perform their dharma according to Dharma Shastra, they get the heavenly planets.
But intention was not for the kingdom. It was self-interest. Like Duryodhana was mostly around himself.
Yeah. He was motivated to have the whole world. He did not want to share anything with Pandavas. But on the battlefield, he was fighting for his kingdom. Because Pandavas didn't come there to,
Okay.
they came there to take their kingdom. Yeah. So he was not going to compromise on that. Actually, the kingdom belonged to Pandavas. Because Yudhishthir was given the kingdom and then he was sent to Varnavrat and then they became absconding. Then when they came back, the Vibhajan happened. So actually, Hastinapur also belonged to Yudhishthir. So on the battlefield, if they lose, Yudhishthir will not take only Indraprastha. He will take the entire. He was defending. But anyways, it's told that warriors have to die like warriors. So they'll attain the heavenly planets. Yeah. Like that.
That's what it says in the first
chapter. Everyone who dies in the holy war, they get.
Prabhuji Hare Krishna. Yes, yes, Prabhuji. Yes. Bhishmadev the Mahajan, he knows Karna is Pandava. In fact, he spoke to Karna. That why are you fighting? You are a Kaunteya. Still Karna said, no, my resolution is my resolution. I still have to serve Duryodhana.
Sneha mera jeev.
The dialogue so anyway, point is, but there is a difference between Bhishma and Karna. Bhishma did it for Krishna's pleasure. He was standing on the side of Kurus for Krishna's pleasure. Karna was doing for his and his friend's pleasure, not for Krishna's pleasure. He was not bound by it. It's very complex characters, complex, great personalities. Right? Yeah.
One small clarification.
Yeah.
Like on the battlefield, we know like Arjuna and Krishna they spoke the kind of knowledge. And Sanjay and Dhritarashtra, Sanjay, we are the Divya Drishti, we told Dhritarashtra. Now, on the battlefield, Bhishma also knew that this is being spoken there and he heard that? Or?
He didn't hear that, but he knew that a dialogue happened. Everybody understood dialogue happened.
Transcendental knowledge.
Yeah, a dialogue happened. He knows. Arjuna refused to fight.
Right.
And then Krishna spoke. What he spoke, time stopped. But Bhishma understood that something was told to Arjuna. Arjuna was given the direction, and that is the reason that he went back and the war started. So he knows. And he is a Mahajan. Mahajan knows whatever God does. God's plan he understands. So he knows that the dialogue, great transcendental dialogue happened. Like that. Right? Yeah, we'll go forward. Text 36. When Arjuna was seemingly polluted by ignorance, upon observing the soldiers and commanders before him on the battlefield, the Lord eradicated his ignorance by delivering transcendental knowledge. May his lotus feet always remain the object of my attraction. 37. Fulfilling my vow and sacrificing his own promise, he got down from the chariot, took up its wheel, and ran towards me hurriedly, just as a lion goes to kill an elephant. He even dropped his outer garment on the way. Just imagine how he's focusing on every little thing. Right? Krishna is coming to kill him and he's embracing that death. Right? He actually threw the weapon down, saying, okay, done. Now come and kill me. Right? And when Arjuna stopped him, Acharya explained that when Arjuna stopped him, Bhishma became angry. Right? My jackpot was just, I'm going to be killed in my beloved's hands. How can you stop him? He was very upset, And then he said, okay, war will continue. Yeah. 38. May he, Lord Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who awards salvation, be my ultimate destination. On the battlefield, he charged me as if angry because of the wounds dealt by my sharp arrows. His shield was shattered and his body was smeared with blood due to the wounds. So he's like saying, because I shot you, you came to hit me, right? Again, devotional ecstasies. It's very difficult to conceive, how Bhishmadev is discussing all these things. 39. At the moment of death. Now, here is a beautiful prayer saying, at the moment of death, let my ultimate attraction to Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, I concentrate my mind upon the chariot driver of Arjuna, who stood with a whip in his right hand, and a bridle rope in his left, who was very careful to give protection to Arjuna's chariot by all means. Those who saw him on the battlefield of Kurukshetra attained his original forms after death. Right? Now here one more thing, Acharya has explained that we all get attracted to one form of Krishna in one rasa. And we should always behold that. We should, because at the time of death you'll see that. And the mood in which you see and the consciousness that you keep at that time takes you to exactly that form. Some people keep Laddu Gopal in their consciousness. Even the Vigraha of Krishna that you keep, it takes you to that place in that destination and it gives you that service. Some people, when they think of Laddu Gopal, you'll go back to ultimately your Swarupa is serving Krishna as a child. Right? You'll go back to your original place. We all will go, by the way. You want to go or no? Yes. We all will go. We all have our Swarupa already there in the spiritual world. We are just transmitting our consciousness back.
Already there in the spiritual.
Already there. We are already there in that situation. Consciousness we have brought here and we are going through this entire material world.
You surrender the material consciousness.
We'll go back. We go back to the same place.
To the same.
To the same place, same moment also, as if nothing happened. Like when Acharya beautifully explains that one person took one Gopa, he took a flower. He took a flower and he wanted to give it to Krishna. Krishna, this flower, it will be so nice in your hair. Everybody is Krishna conscious there. And on the way he was running and he looked at the flower and like, maybe, can I smell it once? Can I enjoy this flower? And that's where there is no time in spiritual world. But something stopped. Right? And the whole reversal happened. Discussion, Krishna came. No, that's okay. Don't. Yes, no. Yeah, no, I will go. Right? And then you want to go. Then you become Brahma. Because you want to be God. The whole environment is created that you want to be God. You become Brahma. And Brahma is a great position. And then from you become Prajapati. And then from you become something else, then something else, then something else, then Microsoft, then Amazon, then, the Nanakramuda, Telapur. then from here. And then we are like reversing it now. Now we are reversing it. Okay, now let me go back. But now you don't have to become Brahma again. You directly go. And then you go back and and then you say, no, I don't want to smell this. This is for Krishna.
Start from there.
And you're still running, by the way. You didn't stop running.
Continue from there.
Just continue. Go and give the flower to Krishna. Krishna, is there a flower? Can you? In between, so much happened. At so many satsangs you attended, so many lives you have taken, so many. So soul is immutable. Soul doesn't go anywhere. We are already with Krishna. Prabhupada explains, we are part of him. So we are so close to Krishna. We are so close to Krishna that we can't even imagine, yet we are so far from Krishna. That is why it is Krishna consciousness. The moment you change your consciousness, you are with Krishna. Right? Makes us feel nice, right? It's so close actually. Right now, I don't know what we are holding there. We are running or sitting or something we are doing there. We get back our Swarupa. Prabhupada told, we get back our Swarupa. And every single person has a Swarupa. In this world, you are a Muslim, you are a Christian, you are a Phalana Dhimka, whatever you are. But you are not part of Krishna. You are in the spiritual world. Here we have taken so many designations. There everybody is in the same designation. Gopi Padakamalaya or Das, Anudas. Here you are saying, I don't believe in God. I don't believe this, I don't believe that. There you are already with God. Right? Everything is, and nobody needs to carry an ego that I know better God than you. Or you know better God than me. My God is powerful than you. Your God is powerful than me. Whatever. Right? All these things are consciousness shift from what we used to be. That's why Prabhupada says, soul is always pure. Soul is never contaminated. Because soul never left its place. It's a consciousness. Your soul is there inside. Yeah, it's right now here. But everything is part of the spiritual world only. Material world, 1/4 of the material world is still part of the spiritual world only. It's a jail inside the spiritual world. Right? It's not like you have to take a visa to come here and go back. You're right there. You shift your consciousness. You are with Krishna. But that is simple for simple people. Complicated for complicated people. What can you do? Sometimes Prabhupada is like, devotees are asking questions, but Prabhupada, you said we are there. I said, stop. Go first, you go back, ask your question to Krishna. Prabhupada also gave that answer. At one point he said, stop your question. Enough, kitna puchega? Go to Krishna. First you figure out how to get out of this, follow the instruction, chant the holy names, follow the regulative principles, become sincere, go to Krishna, ask your question to Krishna. I'm tired of telling answers.
Stop tracing why you are here.
Ah.
Think about going back.
Think about going. Kitna bolega? Sometimes you can't explain why you are here. I mean, why are you married? After a point, you can't tell an answer. You got married. Now you are going through it. No. Go back to Krishna. Then find out for yourself. Right? There also you are married. In spiritual world also there is marriage. Prabhupada explains. Yeah, you have an eternal wife, by the way. You have eternal friends. You have eternal relationships there. Yes. Time, there is no time movement in spiritual world. Am I audible till the back? Hare Krishna? Yeah. There is no time movement in spiritual world. Time doesn't deteriorate anything, but time is there. Time is there. Yeah. But you coming to material world doesn't stop things there. And it's inconceivable. I mean, Acharyas have explained so many things. And at one point, Acharya explained that don't dwell so much about things that you can't understand here. Because you're not in a situation to understand. Don't go home and try to put a map. Also, I was here. Then Krishna is there. Then I'm drawing. Oh, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, you told, don't not get answers. You can't understand. I can't understand. The more you look at that Goloka map, it's like, I think I better stay here only. It looks like so far, isn't it? But you're not far. One glimpse you are there. One consciousness shift you are there. right? You're done. Your entire journey of whatever, right? I mean, material journey of trying to become God is over. You understood? I cannot become God. I cannot become boss. I can become Das. Right? The moment you accept that, you're gone. Over, finish. So what about Gopakumara's story that Krishna fainted looking at the soul coming back? Yes, Krishna is also happy when you go back. But where did I go back? I was there only. So these questions you can answer. You cannot get answers. You have to go there. Right? So Krishna is waiting for us. Krishna is waiting for us to come back, whether you're a child or an adult or you're a sannyasi or a brahmachari or a grahastha or a boy, girl, animal, insect. Can you imagine? Insect is also Krishna is waiting. Last life we wanted to do so much multitasking. Now we 8 times. Do. Like a spider. Do multitasking. People are proud, right? I can do multitasking. I can send a mail, tell that fellow, and also do something else. Krishna, oh, Niki Dunada, mood chill is studied. Say mood chill. South. Become a great multitasker. 8 hands. Then in that body you can't do. But Krishna, I didn't mean that. You wanted it. Now I want to do more multitasking. I want to do business also, job also, this also. Then it will become that, what is it? Centipede. Full. Kitne pair lena, kitna aate na le. Right? Whatever you desire, you get. Right? My partner is beautiful, but now not now. His partner is beautiful. I think his partner, my partner, her partner, become monkey. Everybody's partner is your partner. Right? Become monkey. In Vrindavan, you see, right? The only business the monkeys do, it's embarrassing sometimes to look at me. Once I was hearing to Maharaj, lecture near, what is that place?
Kund is there, right?
Yeah.
Radhakunda?
No, this was in Pavan Sarovar near Udupi. Pavan Sarovar. Yeah. Near this one. Anjani Parvat. In Anjani Parvat, there is Pavan Sarovar. And there, Maharaj is giving lecture. There, like almost 4,000-5,000 of us are sitting on walls and trees, and Pavan Sarovar accommodates 100 people. We were 5,000 people there. And one monkey right behind Maharaj is doing that karikram. Going to monkey. And Maharaj is speaking, this is material life. And that fellow is enjoying that material life. That's what he wanted. Right? Whatever we desire will be fulfilled. Whatever we desire. So very, it's very dangerous actually, material world. Padam, yatvi padam natesham. Not death. Actually, death is not a problem. Next birth is a problem. Just imagine, does anyone know where you're going to take next birth? This life you might have a flat in Avatar. Next life, I don't know where you live. Or how much you have to work. Or flat in wherever, house in wherever. This life you have 2 hands, 2 legs. Next life, I don't know how you'll take birth. Right? What conditions, what all nonsense we did now. What will get, it's scary actually. Right? Death is fearful. Why? Death is fearful because we don't know the next destination. That is why it's fearful. Right? But for a devotee, death is not fearful. We are so fortunate that we saw the passing away of Prasanna Mataji. There was no fear. She was absolutely conscious of where she wants to go. Absolutely conscious. 3 hours before I asked her, Mataji, satsang cheyala mi intlo? Yes. She couldn't even lift her head. She was already like this at 1 o'clock. Like we saw, right? She was like that. 1 o'clock, she was already like that. She was not able to lift. But in that conscience also, yes, do. And she had a smile on her face. And look at her conscience. She was waiting for the satsang to start. Yeah, she knew satsang is going to start. And we're all going to come there. And everybody came on time that day.
You are not watching.
Before time.
Foot.
Some of them before time. We're fortunate. Paramatma inside us told us, go serve my devotee. Right? And Ravi Prabhu was doing wonderful kirtan when we went, and we thought of reading something, then chant something. Suma Mataji sang such a personal bhajan that she liked. Right? And she was totally Krishna conscious. She was not fearful of death, even a tinge of it. You should hear the offering of Vedant Chaitanya Prabhu. Beautiful offering he gave. Whatever he spoke, for the little time, he spoke very nice words. I was amazed hearing his offering. He said, everybody is going to be scared of death. Sabhi ko dar lagne wala hai. That one moment in human life is the most difficult moment. And he told, the biggest problem is we know more philosophy. That is another problem now. Because we know what can happen, what can go wrong. We can go to so many places. If you have to walk on this line, now this line is there on the tile. If I ask you to walk, you can walk. But through Shastric study, you understand that below this is 5 floors below. You've got knowledge now that you're on the 5th floor. Right? Now it becomes very difficult to walk. Because you're now, oh my God, what can happen if I'm not fixed? So many doubts also come. Knowledge also becomes a burden. At one point you have to give up the knowledge and surrender. For her, she was completely fixed. And Prabhuji said she was so sincere. Everybody who gave an offering, her Siksha Guru, Madan Kumar Prabhu, he came and he told her greatest aspect of devotion was sincerity. Very sincere lady. In every service she did, whatever service was given, sincerity was her thing. And she told, before she left the body, to one devotee, that all I could do is, whatever I did sincerely, she told. But that was not out of arrogance. Her simple heart was like that. She was telling that, whatever I did sincerely. Prabhu, I did sincerely. Her husband also. Her husband would say, we'll go, not go satsang today, that's okay. Going to temple from here. No, we'll go. We have to go. We will go. Okay? They're very well-off family. Her background is very opulent. And she's very highly educated. She's a pediatrician. Right? And then, now she go to the temple and look at this. This was an amazing offering given by Brahmachari. She went to the temple and she saw the toilet was not clean. And she told her husband that how can devotees use this toilet? This toilet in the first floor is not clean. Actually, people who have gone to Abbott's temple in the past, maybe 3-4 years back, you remember, the toilet was really bad. The only toilet the devotees had. Very bad. Even I used to feel. But the difference between me and her,
We complain.
I only complained and found another toilet in 2nd floor.
Yeah. Again, sir.
Her next week, she came with a brush with washing liquid to the temple. She went and cleaned the toilet. Pediatrician, living in Gachibowli, right? Opulent family. She only looked at it as a service. I am seeing a fault here because Krishna wants me to serve here. I am not seeing a fault here to gossip. Right? If I see a fault in somebody, I'll go and tell 10 people, fault is a fault. Susha, is a immediately want to gossip. But what is that devotee seeing? Oh, this devotee is going through difficult times, so let me go and serve him. Satsang, there is this problem, let me go and fix it. Rather than complain about it. Right? So she was very sincere. They told that she's very sincere as a person. And very, very detail oriented on every little small thing. Like a devotee has a problem, she will call them, she will. And everybody who had child in ISKCON Abbott's temple, she was a pediatrician. She would take so many calls, sending medicines. Overnight, sending a medicine to their house. Right? No level of, one other devotee was saying that It doesn't have to be that you are in leadership role to get that kind of departure. She was not any known leader also. She was just a housewife in her old age, coming to serve in Radha Madan Mohan temple, and the service she would get is very simple. She would not sit on a Vyasasan like this to, show off. She would just sit there and read her Bhagavatam and read her thing and, make garlands. Garland was one of her seva. She would make garlands in the temple. And look how Krishna reciprocated. Right? Look at the way Krishna reciprocated to a simple, sincere person. He made everything happen for her. Right? Her Guru Maharaj called her. It's not easy. It's not easy to make it work. He is not well. He was down with COVID, it seems. He was not well. And still and by the way, she's not like a senior devotee who was initiated 20 years back. She was initiated along with my parents 2.5, 3 years back. They all went together. My mother, my father, herself, her husband. They all went to GEV. She got initiated. Varsana Devi Mataji. Barely 2 years back. And when they got initiated, 2,000 devotees got initiated. I mean, you should not judge the memory or a skill of a guru. The guru knows everything. Maharaj knows who she is. But when the call went, Maharaj said, yes, I will talk to her. And he spoke to her so nicely. Varsana Devi, you are going back to Krishna. Radha and Krishna are waiting for you. You will go to her. Now just leave your body with no more thoughts. Just remember Krishna and keep chanting the holy names. And you should look at her. She was closing her eyes and crying. And Maharaj is telling her. So look at that video if you have in your mobiles. She was crying, like, Maharaj. Thank you, Maharaj. You called me. Gratitude. In that moment also, only gratitude. Thank you, Maharaj, for calling. Maharaj, Parikshit Maharaj got so much time. No, I have also got time, Maharaj. I'm going to use this, Maharaj. Right? I'm going to use this. Consciousness was absolutely Krishna conscious. Not a single tinge of fear, anxiety. I mean, that is glorious departure. In all sense. Greatest of the devotees don't get that too.
Prabhupada's passing away.
Yeah.
I was about to come on 26th, but I came late a week, so I did not spawn in on the start. I gave it to her Mataji and she ate.
See that? She came from Vrindavan, right on that day, gave the prasad and she had the prasad. Vrindavan. Immediately after that, I remember the giving prasad thing. Everything is arranged. Everything is being arranged. Garlands were coming from Madan Mohan every single day. From the temple, Radharani's shawl. That shawl was brought and she was Radha Shyam Sundar. And by the way, one of the, her Guru Maharaj is, Radhanath Maharaj wears a shawl during winters. And one brahmachari brought that shawl for her. And she was holding it and hugging it and I don't know what. Fully conscious, completely conscious in that situation. Right? And they showed a video, which most of us did not see that video, of when she got that news. I mean, that was unbelievable, unparalleled video. You can't even imagine. They couldn't take the video exactly at that moment, but I'll tell you, when this news came that she was going to go, because doctors told there is nothing we can do. Her stomach and intestines are gone. 5th stage of cancer. It's over. She can't take anything. 2 surgeries failed. They tried they tried everything. There was no question of trying to treat her. It's over. So the question was how to tell her. How to tell her and who to tell her. Right? Who will tell her? And Radhesham Prabhu, he told that speak to Vishwarup Prabhu.
He said, I cannot do this.
I cannot do this. Vishwarup Prabhu will tell you how to do. Vishwarup Prabhu is one of the very senior disciples, who devotees, very senior, he's a doctor. And he himself has, recently his daughter passed away. Yeah. Mother also passed away. The daughter also passed away recently. Yeah. She was going through some special issues, his daughter, from her childhood. Yeah. He was physically challenged, physically and mentally challenged. So then just imagine, Mataji's news came that day that she is not well and it has to be told to her. And that very day, Radhesham Prabhu told, call Vishwarup Prabhu, and Vishwarup Prabhu's mother passed away the same day. So they can't even call him. And now she has to be told that you don't have much time and Vishwarup Prabhu is not available. And Radhesham Prabhu again and again saying, you only have to call Vishwarup Prabhu. Nobody else will tell you what to do. And they went and told, but Prabhu, Vishwarup Prabhu, no, that's okay. Even if it takes 2 more days, take that advice from Vishwarup Prabhu. So they waited for 2 more days and they finally called Vishwarup Prabhu. And Vishwarup Prabhu told that, okay, so there is a way to tell. Do a thing, tell her first that the operation is done, diagnosis is done, there is, doctors are still examining, but it's very critical. Next, tell her that things are going back, but still we'll try. Then tell her that, it's actually the 5th day, 4th day, whatever, and we have to prepare for anything. Then tell her, so he told a sequence of steps, that tell her like this. And now who is going to tell? So her son told, I will tell. Sri Krishna Prabhu told, I'll tell the news. And this is a love between mother and son. So how can you tell that to your mother, right? But he had to tell. So in the hospital, Prabhuji is standing, her husband is standing. Yeah. Whatever location it is, details aside. So she was there, and her son called. And what he was supposed to tell? That they're examining, that first step he's supposed to tell. He told everything. He couldn't stop his emotions. He just told everything. He told, Amma, over, time over. You don't have time. You might live for a few days. Very directly told. And he started crying. And Prabhuji left the room. His husband left the room. I can't see this. I can't see her, how she'll react. And the reaction was unbelievable. She heard the news and she was telling her son, why are you crying? This was anyway going to happen one day. You gave me the great. Now, recording started at this point. Right? After that first reaction, immediately one devotee realized this is unbelievable reaction. She immediately, Sakhi Radhika Mataji, Murli Gopinath Prabhu, it was one of them. He also was in the mood and he couldn't record. He understand and immediately kept the phone, and then she started saying, we were hearing that, and she was like, why are you so upset? Why are you so crying? Nothing, it's okay. You gave me the greatest gift of Krishna. Even though I did not want that, you still forced it onto me. I have Krishna now. So what is there to cry? I'm prepared, don't worry. I'll go. I mean, the words were beyond. You can't say that. Just seconds after you're told that, you're going to go, you only have few hours or few days to live. Few hours or few. You can't fake it. You can't fake it. If somebody will come and tell me, I'll make at least 20 people cry here. For me. I'll gain sympathy. Even then, show. Show put a better way. But she was completely like, yes, Krishna is taking me now. Vedanta Chandra Prabhu told one beautiful thing. Her innocence was so beautiful that she was telling that I'm going back to Krishna. That's the devotee's simplicity of heart. You can't tell that. And people might think, you're too arrogant to say that, but it was not that. Her heart was so simple, her conscience was so simple that she actually, when Krishna is coming, I'll go back to Krishna. Very simple. Confidence. How many of us have the confidence that Krishna will come? When that moment comes, how many of us have the confidence? The day we develop that confidence, Krishna will come. We are doubting him. Just imagine, Krishna is coming into the house, he's opened the door. was Chodorado. He's like, Ramanta. Telugu song. Krishna is trying to come inside. And I'm like, Pata nahi, he will come or not. Krishna is like, I'm entering now. You are asking me to come or no? Right? Now he's entering your room. The door is opening. And they're like, will Krishna come to me? Baba, I am coming. Let me just come inside. Nah, not happen. But Krishna will still come anyways. Still Krishna doesn't, that's the humility of a devotee. But Krishna will still come. But Mataji was like, Krishna will come. Right? And she told her, whatever I have done little, I have done with sincerity. And our message to Sara Shiromani Prabhu when he went was, Prabhu, I'm sorry, this marathon, I only did 200 Bhagavad Gitas. You can't say that on deathbed, Prabhu. You can't fake it. Come on, let's leave this thing there. In this current situation, you might do all the dialogue delivery. But on the deathbed, when your whole lower part of the body is gone, you're not eating for 17 days. You're not taken a single sip of water for such a long time. And the tubes are only kept to take things out because they're going to flow out. It's a horrible situation. And you're telling, I have only done 200 Bhagavad Gitas in this marathon. I'm sorry, Prabhu, I could not finish my target. How can you do that? Right? Unless you're totally connected with Krishna. What a lesson she taught everybody. What a lesson she taught everybody before she left.
It's our fortune.
We are highly fortunate.
Close, rather than reading a book or listening to something that happened in
Yeah.
years or something, we all have seen in our eyes.
Yeah.
There's no bigger life lesson than this.
I saw you. At one point you were crying, you were sitting that side and she was choking and I was singing and I was looking at everyone. Because at one point I felt it's going to happen now. Again, same Paramatma giving it again, it's going to happen now. And it happened in 15 minutes after that. And the way she left, glorious departure. Guru Maharaj, her Guru Maharaj, Prabhupada, devotees, everybody chanting, singing, ecstatic kirtan.
Beautiful arrangement.
How can you time that?
That could have happened that day night, next day morning, anytime. And it just happened when all the devotees were there. and
Satsang
amazing kirtan was-
started at 5 o'clock. She left at 6 o'clock. What if Satsang started at 6 o'clock?
Krishna just ensured that he's ready to take her away only
When everything is there. This cannot be planned. And it was, by the way, in Prabhuji's house. And I called him at 1:30, I think. I told Prabhuji, we are shifting the venue. What made me think like that? No, it's not my intelligence. It is not my intelligence. Even now I'm trying to think, what made me think like that? It just made me think. Shift it. It was like a direct thing that came. Shift it. You can't explain that.
She met so many people before leaving.
Exactly. And I went and told her son, and her son was like, do it. What more can be better than that? Do it. Let's do it. So we went there, came back home. We were like eager to go. It was like circulating. Mataji is waiting. And something, you get that intuition, Prabhu. We all get that intuition, I felt she's going to leave today. And I was mentally prepared. I actually came and took a nap also. I came back from that Anand's dhoti function. Yeah, in the afternoon, Jewel. And I felt that I have to do kirtan through the night. I had that in mind. Something was telling me, this is going to be a long night for you. I said, I came and took nap because I can't, morning we had satsang, then afternoon, then there is no rest. How can we chant through? I came, I think 40 minutes, 30 minutes, I took nap. And immediately I got up. I was not completely asleep also. Triggering, I have to go. Got up, 4:45 we started, 5 o'clock we were there and already Ravi Prabhu singing. Wow. And already Prabhuji, Ashish Prabhu was there, you were there. Prabhuji, Sanjay Prabhu was there. Everybody was there and the kirtan started. I sat down and boy, what a timing. 5 o'clock you start. 5:15, you are like, Somati finished. 5:15 I started singing. And what made me feel that, again, Why should I sing that bhajan? It was her favorite. Radha Krishna Pranamura. And what is the meaning of that bhajan? Radha Krishna Pranamura Jugala Kishore. You are my life and soul. Meaning of the bhajan, you are my life and soul. Right? And she was still conscious at that time. And without a tinge of fear. Without a tinge of fear. That is unbelievable, though. She did not have a single tinge of fear. You might be whatever you are in your material life, at the time of death, you will shiver.
I'm scared. I was scared to think that I couldn't see.
Kulashekar Alwar is singing that prayer. What is the prayer? Krishna Tvadiya Padapangajarantam Adyeva me Visatu Manasa Raja Hamsa Prana Prayana Samaye Kapavata Pittau Kantha Vardhana Vidhau Smaranam Kuthaste. He's saying at the time of death, my bile, my throat will be choked with Kapavata Pitta. Krishna, I can't chant your name during that time. Take me now. Now I'm ready. Utale. Right? Even Kulashekar Alawar is fearful of death. In a way. Of course, he's not, he's a devotee. But he's showing that fear, that I'm fearful of not chanting your name. I'm fearful of that situation. Please take me now. And this Mataji, today's day and time, in this locality, so close to us, how many of you knew her before? Seen her before? Known her a little?
We made buns together.
Or you made buns together?
And you
Yeah.
know what was the last words we made? The next time Radhesham Prabhu comes to my house, he'll come for Kirtan. And that's how she called him.
Hare Krishna.
She called her to her house for Kirtan.
For Kirtan, and you went? And you went? You did?
That was the last.
There was one more devotee in Bombay who left his body, I think close to 20 years back. Stoka Krishna Prabhu. And that was unbelievable departure again. Cancer, last stage, he had a small child and he left, holding Guru's hand, he left his body. Similar, huge kirtan. Yeah. It was one of the first recorded after Prabhupada, one of the first recorded departure, you can say. And when Rajmohan Prabhu went to meet her, one of the brahmachari, she told him, it seems, Prabhu, can you tell me how Stoka Krishna Prabhu left? No, not Rajmohan Prabhu. There is another Prabhuji who came from Nigdi. He's called Nigdi. The astrologer devotee. Yeah. So he asked him, can you tell how Stoka Krishna Prabhu left? That was he wanted to hear. See how nicely she's preparing for death. She's like, can you tell me what Stoka Krishna Prabhu, how he departed? Because I want to hear. And he happens to be a very close friend of Stoka Krishna Prabhu. Very close friend. And Stoka Krishna Prabhu is another level. Oh Krishna. He was such a simple, if you have to say uneducated. But simple, educated also, but very simple person. If you have to say, he's not good at organizing. He doesn't know how to cook. He doesn't know how to nicely cook. I don't know. I'm just saying based on what I heard. Doesn't know how to do kirtan. Nice kirtan. Right? Doesn't know. That's how he is. And he got chastised by his guru, Swami Maharaj, many times for all his mistakes. And not normal mistakes, big mistakes. But 4,000 people are standing, his mistake is like, Maharaj will not go there in another half an hour. Half an hour we have to wait. Maharaj is like, how can you do this? Big mistakes. But he knew in his situation that he could only do little services. So what he used to do? He used to go and find some service opportunity. Somebody's buttons are gone, he'll go and stitch the button. Somebody's dhoti is gone, he'll go and stitch the dhoti. I can do this much. On his deathbed, Govind Prabhu was sharing this. He's looking at Govind Prabhu and saying, your button is gone. And Govind Prabhu started crying. What kind of devotional attitude is this? He's dying. Few hours he'll die and he's telling your button is gone. I'm sorry, I can't stitch. Prabhu Krishna, devotion is unbelievable. Ek se badh ke ek. And she wanted to hear all this. What's Stoka Krishna Prabhu? And he told, and what were the last words? I also want to go like Stota Krishna Prabhu. Can you imagine her desire? I also want to go like Stota Krishna Prabhu. And that's what happened. That's what happened. So Krishna Prabhu went with all devotees around her. And she also went with devotees around her. Surrounded. I mean, have you seen anything like that, Prabhuji? Heard of anything like that? Atheistic people can't understand this. I told to my next day I was a little dozing in the office. So I was not, sleep was not enough. And then my boss was like, yesterday. I said, yeah, yesterday I couldn't sleep. And so I told, one of our devotees left and we were doing kirtan around her. Immediately, what difference it makes kirtan is happening or not? I said, you don't talk about this. First time, you don't talk about this. And I'm not going to explain it. Stop the discussion here. Because it was very sacred in my heart. I can't take it, somebody commenting on it. That too, somebody who believes or not believe in God, whatever. So what happened was extraordinary. Everything planned to the niche level. Whatever, right? 1 hour kirtan, she left. And after she left, I was not sure whether I should sing Jayanalo Premadana or not. That's a kirtan for acharyas. Because sometimes, you have this little smarthic devotees also will come and tell Jayanalo Premadana should not be sung because you should take permission. And somebody came and told me once, how can you sing Sansara Dava in the evening? How can you sing Vibhavari Sesha in the evening? It's only in the morning time. They are right or not right, that's okay. Is that okay? Big deal. So I asked Prabhuji immediately, can you please give me the bhajan? Yeah, Prabhuji immediately opened the, and I felt so nice singing it. Because she is a Goswami Prabhu, she is a pure devotee. She left in front of her eyes.
During that kirtan, you sang after she left the body.
Yeah,
Immediately.
she just left and maybe after a few minutes.
2 minutes you started.
Yeah, I asked my wife, like, I was not able to see, by the way.
Yeah.
You all were more fortunate. But it's not about seeing.
We
It
could
was
see
behind.
from the recorded video.
Recorded video I saw later.
Yeah.
What exactly happened? Because between me and the bed already 2 rows had come.
Dasraj Prabhu held the camera very
Yeah,
well,
yeah, yeah.
so he could cut
And look at Dasraj Prabhu.
he was holding and
You know what he told me? He
recording
said, Prabhu, he came outside, he just hugged me, tightly hugged me, and he said, Prabhu, if I would have not come to Satsang, how would I have known this reality of life? He told. How I would have known this reality of life? How many here have seen somebody dying? I see very less number of people actually see that. My mother saw her mother passing in her hands. But this was extraordinary. This was extraordinary, right? Knowing, getting the notice so much in advance, preparing yourself for that. And then exactly at that moment, closing her eyes. And she was trying to chant. I don't know how many of you have realized. She was trying to say Hare Krishna, but she was only going till Hare. She was not able to start Krishna. Hare, Hare, Hare. She was like, she wants to chant. Can you imagine, Prabhu, in that pain when you're choking, you're trying to chant the mantra, how much faith you should have in the mantra, and what kind of sincere sadhana she would have had. How her quality rounds would have been. I still remember in the train when I was talking about Damodar Ashtakam, when we were recently going to Vrindavan, she came and sat there. She was right there. She came from a AC compartment, she sat.
She was in the train.
Yeah,
She was in the train. She was in the train. And she was sitting there and enjoying and listening. And I might be a fool thinking that she's learning. If that day comes back in life, I'll give her the mic and tell about Krishna. I want to hear because you are more connected. Right? So one of the big lessons I have learned in the whole exercise is no matter who the devotee is, you don't know which level who is. Which level who is. You don't know. Until you know that until you know the devotee really well, don't try to judge anybody. Of course, we do judge devotees at some point. Sometimes as a duty in devotional service, you have to discuss things. But when you don't know somebody, just be respectful. Vancha kalpa, tarupyascha, kripa sindhobhya evacha, patitanam pavanebhyo, vaishnavebhyo, namo namaha. Ananta koti, Vaishnava vrinda ki jai. That's all. Right? Prabhupada said, all glories to transcendental devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Right? So much, even Acharyas have told, you don't know who is in what situation. Her husband told, I didn't know my wife till now. Her son told, I have not seen my mother till now. I have not understood my mother till now. Right? Nobody could understand what she is, but she was an amazing soul between all of us, and she left in such a glorious way. And nobody can get that. Don't expect that that will happen with all of us. But if you're sincere, it will happen. If you're sincere, whatever little thing you do it sincerely. That's what many of the people who are giving offering were telling. She was very sincere. If I have to describe Barsana Mataji in one word, sincerity. Sincerity. Whatever you're doing, do it sincerely. And humility automatically comes when you are sincere. You cannot be sincere and not humble. You have to be, you will become humble if you are sincere. And everybody took care of it. Radhesham Prabhu was traveling, still he was taking care of Mataji, you're leaving? She'll just give some pressure, Mataji. 2 minutes. Yeah, you can come and have your please. Yeah. So that is sincerity, right? And Krishna is watching everybody. Krishna is watching every single person how sincere you are. And sincerity goes into not activities of devotion. Sincerity goes into every single act that you do. Don't think that while chanting I'll be sincere. While serving I'll be sincere. No. When you're working in office also, that is sincerity. A devotee is a devotee in all situations. Huh? Whatever job you're doing, that also you'll do sincerely. Sincerity, it's a quality which cannot be compensated or distributed at certain times. Either you are sincere or you're not sincere. Simple. Either you are humble or you're not humble. You can't tell. Devotionally, I'm humble, Prabhuji. Professionally, I don't know. It's not possible. You are what you are. You can't choose, I'll be like this here, like that there. She was sincere, meaning she was sincere in all situations. And Krishna is looking at all situations. Once, I remember this offering of one Prabhupada disciple. Prabhupada went to Delhi temple. Prabhupada went to Delhi temple, and everybody were dancing outside the Delhi temple. Haribol, Prabhupada has come, Jai Prabhupada, Prabhupada has come, Jai Prabhupada. And Prabhupada goes to the temple and directly goes underneath and goes into the cellar. And what is Prabhupada doing? Where is he going? Because there is a big procession to take him into the temple. And Prabhupada directly goes into the cellar. He knew that place already. Prabhupada lived in Delhi. He knows Delhi in and out. And he goes there and directly goes into the kitchen. And there is one Prabhuji there. He is cooking for Prabhupada. He couldn't come up because he has to cook for the devotees. And he's thinking, will I see Prabhupada? And the devotee came to our house in Boston. That Prabhupada disciple. So he told this offering, this memory directly to me. I forgot his name. The Prabhu's name. Yeah. Huh? Not Shari Prabhu. Prabhupada disciple. Get Prasad in our house and he said, yeah. So he was shocked to see Prabhupada. Just imagine. Whole temple is on the first floor. Everybody is doing kirtan. And he's alone in the temple. He's trying to do whatever cooking work. And he sees this side, Prabhupada is there. And what does the Prabhupada say? Who are you? He said, I'm the cook here. Where do you buy vegetables? Where do you buy vegetables? Acharya can come and ask, are you chanting nicely? Okay, applicable. Are you worshipping Krishna? Applicable. Where do you buy vegetables? He was not even prepared for that answer. He said, no. I go, no. I'll tell you where to go. Prabhupada knows Delhi. If you read Lilananda, Prabhupada has spent a lot of time in Delhi and traveling to Delhi. So he said, go there and here the vegetables will be at less price, and you'll get fresh.
Yeah.
There they'll come fresh, you buy it there. And Prabhupada, wrote down, which all vegetables, some detail he went into. What does it show? Prabhupada was a sincere devotee in all respects. He saw Krishna's energy in vegetables. He saw Krishna's energy in the altar. For him, Krishna was everywhere. For him, Krishna was everywhere. What is that verse in Bhagavad Gita? For a devotee who sees me in everything, I am with him all the time. I'm never lost. Tesham satata yuktana. No. What is that verse? For a devotee who sees me in everything, I am with him at all times.
We only know the translation. We don't know the
Yeah, I am also remembering only the translation. But this verse and for Prasanna Rani Mataji and Bhishmadev here, I'm not comparing both. Don't think I'm comparing. But the tattva of a devotion is almost the same. He is also leaving his body, praising Krishna. She also left her body, remembering Krishna. Right? And Krishna is there. One devotee is offering I really liked recently in the temple. I really felt nice. And I'm sure all of you will also feel nice. All of you who came there will definitely feel nice. He told, for sure Vishnu Dutas came there, and fortunate are the people who were there when Vishnu Dutas came. They must have seen, right? Yeah, they must have seen.
He must have seen.
This. So, hata. They would have pushed us aside and gone to take her, right? So in the process, they must have touched. We must have thought it's a mosquito. He's joking. But Vishnu Dutas, they came then. Vishnu Dutas came. And they took her.
The thought was there.
They have come.
That day the thought was there.
Actually, it's not that thought. I was thinking something else. Since she was not able to chant properly, Krishna himself says in one of the shlokas that if the devotees are not able to remember me at the time after the prolonged service, what they remember, he himself will come. He himself would come.
He himself will come. So he came. So Vishnu Dutas would have seen Praveen Prabhu,
Yeah.
Subara Prabhu.
Krishna would have seen it, not Vishnu.
Huh?
Krishna would have seen it.
They came. So that is the fortune of being near a devotee when the devotee is leaving the body. That Prabhupada would have come there. Prabhupada would have seen all of us. And he would have been, I hope he was happy.
Exactly.
I hope he was happy because everybody was chanting. Everybody was chanting. I mean, I saw kids. Where is that?
We kids came to that is one.
Yeah. Actually, one of the questions I wanted to ask, are you all okay? After seeing what has happened.
It was nice to see.
Especially wanted to ask Ram Reddy Prabhu, your daughters. They both were on the stairs. They were literally seeing.
I was thinking about the same thing.
And nobody felt even 1% uncomfortable. Because there was no fear there. If you see a person dying with fear, you'll become very discomfortable. You can't handle that. I've seen people dying with fear on the road accident, literally in front of me as he died. But that was very disturbing. But this was not disturbing. It was more blissful and assurance giving, and
Nobody cried.
nobody cried. Actually, her son was telling her relatives were in a state of shock that nobody cried.
It's very unusual.
They have never seen anything like this.
How was the mother?
Her mother also. She was completely soaked in the devotion, and yeah, she's okay now. She's okay. She was prepared mentally.
She was the one who was showing the picture.
Yes, we sent that picture.
Sorry?
We sent that picture to her. Yeah, we actually Roger standing beside me. Suddenly I remembered, oh my God, she's going to leave. So I saw the pictures there. I immediately took and gave it to Murli Gopinath Prabhu. Murli Gopinath Prabhu passed there. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mati, for coming. So that was the departure of. Little can be said. We can talk about this for whole. Everybody has a. I'm sure if I give a mic, we'll go tomorrow morning. Everybody has so much to share about that experience. But one thing we should remember is Krishna is pleased by our sincerity. Our greatest achievement in life is to leave this place like that. Is to leave this place in that consciousness. Right? And I am 100% sure that everybody who came there or might have tried to come there, whichever situation, Krishna will reciprocate. Krishna will reciprocate to all of us. Wherever we are dying, whenever the time will come, devotees will come. Because Krishna has used us. We are so fortunate, Prabhu. This Gachibowli Satsang, I don't know what to tell. So fortunate. But we will become the most unfortunate if we still don't take devotion seriously after these incidents. Then, when Mataji came and she was telling me, Prem Kirtan Prabhu's wife was saying, Prabhuji, you all people are chosen. I said, Mataji, yes, we are chosen. Krishna felt, in Lonko, I don't know how else to teach. Let me show them the ultimatum. अब इसके बाद भी अगर नहीं सुधरे तो understood, right? She was like, हाँ प्रभु ऐसे क्यों बोलते? That's what happened. Totally unqualified to be there. No purity in chanting, no purity in sadhana. No, I'm talking about myself. And you are in front of that Mataji and she's leaving her body and you are singing and like what? If I felt, I'm telling from my heart. And I went in front of Radha Gopi Vallabh and next day Mani was like, out of all the people, you chose me to sing Kirtan for them. And no attraction for your holy names. And I'm chanting and she's listening. How is this possible? Huh? Simply inconceivable. Simply inconceivable. Who will be chosen? The most fallen will be chosen. Anyway, let's read Bhishmadev prayers. Yeah, I know we deviated a little, but it's the same mood. Which shloka? 40? Okay, I'll read 13 and again, please. At the moment of death, let my ultimate attraction to be Shri Krishna, be to Sri Krishna, attraction be to Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead. I concentrate my mind upon the chariot driver of Arjuna, who stood with a whip in his right hand and a bridle rope in his left, who was very careful to give protection to Arjuna's chariot by all means. Those who saw him on the battlefield of Kurukshetra attained their original forms after death. Right? Original, this is how we went in all directions. Yeah. Swarupa. Text 40. Let my mind be fixed upon Lord Sri Krishna, whose motions and smiles of love attracted the damsels of Brajadham, the gopis. The damsels imitated the characteristic movements of the Lord after his disappearance from the rasa dance. Right? So here, Bhishma knows all this detail. How do you think he knows? He was in Hastinapur. Lord Krishna was in Mathura and Vrindavan. And he was with gopis and gopas and everything he knows. He is pure devotee. He knows everything about Supreme Lord. So he's trying to tell here, in the rasa dance, Krishna leaves the gopis in between. Suddenly he disappears. All the gopis have done all sacrifices to come to the rasa dance. They can't go back to their houses also because their husbands will not allow them. And it's not like they can live independently. No, without family, they're completely lost. And in that situation, Krishna leaves them. Why? Because for a moment he feels, Acharya explained, that the gopis were feeling proud that Krishna is with them. They felt that we are qualified to have Krishna with us. And Krishna immediately disappeared. So immediately they were, oh my God, where is he gone? So after Krishna goes, what do? They started crying And then the beautiful song that they sing after Krishna leaves is called Gopi Geet in Srimad Bhagavatam. And what do they do while doing Gopi Geet? They start enacting Krishna's pastimes. Suddenly one Gopi becomes Giridhari, Krishna. Suddenly one Gopi becomes Krishna killing Putana. Suddenly one Gopi becomes, all the pastimes of Krishna they start enacting there and remembering Krishna. Right? In sheer innocence. Oh Krishna, how can we be without you? And then Krishna appears again. So he says the damsels imitated the characteristic movements of the Lord after his disappearance from the rasa dance. At the Ratsuri Yajna, now he is remembering another pastime. At the Ratsuri Yajna sacrifice performed by Maharaj Yudhishthira, there was the greatest assembly of all elite men of the world, the royal and learned orders. And in that great assembly, Lord Shri Krishna was worshipped by one and all as the most exalted personality of Godhead. This happened during my presence, and I remembered the incident in order to keep my mind upon the Lord. So he's trying to remember. Everything that whenever he saw Krishna. And in Ratsuri Yajna, one of the greatest incidents that happened is before the Ratsuri Yajna started. When Krishna was with Yudhishthira Maharaj, he told Yudhishthira Maharaj that Yudhishthira Maharaj is giving service to everyone. Okay, Arjuna, you take care of them. Nakula, you take care of them. Bhima, you take care of this side. Lord Krishna doesn't have any service. Then Lord Krishna goes and tells Yudhishthira Maharaj, the supreme personality of Godhead, Krishna, goes and tells Yudhishthira Maharaj, I want to do a service of washing the feet of everybody who comes. Can you imagine? What is God? Who is God? And what is God? God is the most powerful? Yes. God is the most beautiful? Yes. God is the strongest? Yes. God is the most famous? Yes. God is the most knowledgeable? Yes. God is the most renounced? Yes. But what is this? God is the greatest servant also. Another greatest opulence. He is the greatest servant. He wants to be a servant of his devotees. Sri Krishna in Ratsuri Yajna, for every sage who was coming, he was washing their feet. God is washing the feet of the devotees who are worshipping him. Right? It's unbelievable. And how did they allow to? How did they allow? It's inconceivable. Yogamaya, he must have kept a Yogamaya. I'm going to wash anyways. Right? Why would anybody allow? But he did that. And then see how the Pandavas reciprocated. When the Ratsuri Yajna was about to finish, the most important person, I forgot the exact term, Agra Puja, that had to be done. The most important person in the assembly has to be worshipped first. And the same person who worshipped almost everybody in the room is being worshipped as the main person. And that is our Sanatan Dharma. I mean, where is arrogance here? Tell me. What a culture we are part of. That the same, person who just served everybody is being served as the main person because he served everybody. Dasa Dasanudas is the real boss in the eyes of the Supreme Lord, and he's being worshipped, and that is what he's remembering. That person who was most exalted at the Ratsuri Yajna performed by Maharaj Yudhishthira, there was the greatest assembly of all elite men of the world, the royal and learned orders, and in that great assembly, Lord Shri Krishna was worshipped by one and all as the most exalted personality of Godhead. This happened during my presence, and I remembered the incident in order to keep my mind upon the Lord. Prabhujis and Matajis, in our devotional life, as we are making progress, our mind is not going to keep quiet. In the initial days, mind will be all submissive because we are so attracted to devotees. We are so attracted to so many things. Mind will immediately take a back seat because we are not listening to the mind. But after spending few years in devotion, mind will come back to its position. Then it will start judging people. Then it will start finding faults with devotees. Then it will start finding faults in satsangs. Then it will start finding faults in gurus. Mind is like that, right? One of the things that you can learn from this sequence of prayers of Bhishmadev is when your mind is playing you around, close your eyes and try to remember your first satsang. Try to remember your first satsang, first interaction with devotees, wherever you were, whoever that was. And that will bring back the most essential element in your consciousness, and that is gratitude. You'll remember with gratitude that person who first spoke about Krishna in front of you. And when the gratitude comes, again mind goes back. Because mind cannot handle gratitude. Because gratitude is devotion. Gratitude is devotion. Gratitude means being grateful for what we have received. Grateful. Completely grateful. And when you're grateful to all the people in this room, we're 70, I don't know how many we are right now. If you are grateful to every person in this room, you're going back to Krishna. And grateful as in really from inside. Oh Krishna, I'm so grateful that you have given me this association. I'm so grateful that no matter what you become in life, in future you might become a leader in ISKCON. A leader means who has more responsibility. You might be part of a GBC body. You might be taken into that, Who knows? It's a service. You might. But in all situations, what you should remember is gratitude. And the best way is to remember. Remember your past. Hare Krishna, please come, Prabhu. Come here. But choti hai. Remember with gratitude, always. If you remember with gratitude, don't forget your devotional experiences. Everything. Satsang in your house. Can you all close your eyes 1 minute? Just 1 minute. Just close your eyes. Everybody. Remember that first satsang that you went. How you entered the house or temple. Who was the speaker? What touched you the most? How you shared about it to others? What you felt after going home? How was the prasadam? Hare Krishna. Then open your eyes. Did you see any faults in there? Did you see any faults in there? Right? Once Radhesham Prabhu told, if you make your every satsang like your first satsang, you'll come back to God. What a statement it was. I was meditating on that. What did he mean by saying that? Right? He told, if your every satsang is like that first satsang, you'll go back to Krishna. Right? Because in first satsang, you are so eager to learn. You are so appreciative of everybody. You are so grateful to everybody. And you're not seeing faults in anybody. Right? You'll go back to Krishna. Problem is, that first satsang is long time back. Right? So, it's almost like you don't remember it anymore. When you're complaining about devotees, when you're complaining about institution, प्रभु ISKCON में ये क्यों होता है, वो क्यों होता है, ये क्या, वो क्या, पूरा बाजू में रखो. Remember that first satsang and the first interaction with devotees. The purpose why you came here. Where did you come here? You came here to become a devotee. Right? Let's go further. Now 42. Now I can meditate with full concentration upon that one Lord, Sri Krishna, now present before me, because now I have transcended the misconceptions of duality in regard to his presence in everyone's heart, even in the hearts of the mental speculators. He is in everyone's heart. The sun may be perceived differently, but the sun is one. So he's saying, I am able to see Krishna in everybody. Right? Pandita Sutta Goswami said, thus Bhishmadev merged himself in the super soul, Lord Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, with his mind, speech, sight, and actions. And thus he became silent, and his breathing stopped. Knowing that Bhishmadev had merged into the unlimited eternity of the Absolute, Supreme Absolute, all present there became silent like birds at the end of the day. Right? Thereafter, both men and demigods sounded drums in honor, and the honest royal order commenced demonstration of honor and respect, and from the sky fell showers of flowers. O descendant of Brigu, Shaunaka, after performing funeral rituals for the dead body of Bhishmadev, Maharaj Yudhishthir was momentarily overtaken with grief. All the great sages had glorified Lord Shri Krishna, who was present there, by confidential Vedic hymns. Then all of them returned to the respective hermitages, bearing always Lord Krishna within their hearts. Thereafter, Maharaj Yudhishthira at once went to his capital, Hastinapura, accompanied by Lord Shri Krishna, and there he consoled his uncle and aunt, Gandhari, who was an ascetic. After this, the great religious king, Maharaj Yudhishthira, executed the royal order of the kingdom strictly according to the codes of royal principles approved by his uncle and confirmed by Lord Shri Krishna. Srila Bhishmadev ki Jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Nitai Gaura Hari Premanande. The passing away of Bhishmadev in the presence of Lord Shri Krishna, and that day is Sankranti. That day is Sankranti. So this is actual happy Sankranti, if you really look at it. Actual happy Sankranti. We'll sing a bhajan and we'll wrap up. Since all of you are here, for the pleasure of Shri Shri Radha Gopi Vallabh, we'll sing a bhajan. Yeah, please. You have a question, Rosie? Yes, Rosie. Yeah. Yeah.
I have seen number of times they are chopras.
Yes.
If you are comparing with our Telugu, Karna Vichari can know Kannada.
Yes, Rosie.
Karna Vishnu, Karna Yaji,
Yeah.
Ashta Chitushta,
Yes.
Duryodhana, Dushatana, Shikuni, and fourth one is Karna.
Karna.
Why is so? If you are go to north, they have given a great status to the character. For example, Karan is the district name in Haryana.
Yes. Yes.
So, Karna they have got now named Karna. Even Telugu pictures are very famous.
Dana Veera Sura Karna.
Vaidras movie, these times have been told in 1945. My request is, why Telugu people are very
Why did they make, your question is why was he honored or why was he?
His question is why Karna is so much glorified.
Why Karna is glorified? Yeah. So Prabhu, Yeah, actually he's a villain.
Not a Yoda.
Yeah.
In a
Yes, Prabhuji. So I'll try to answer Prabhuji. Prabhuji, Karna is a very great character of, I'm using the great with, quotes on it. Great character of Mahabharata. In one way, he was a great soul because he was a son of Suryadev. The son of Suryadev, not an ordinary person. None of us are son of anybody. Yeah, son of Suryadev. And by the way, he was also a Kaunteya. He was also a son of Kunti. And Kunti is a pure devotee. Srimad Bhagavatam starts with the prayers of Kunti. Right? And her first son was Karna. So Karna was so fortunate in a way, but he utilized that fortune situation in the most unfortunate way. Right? Because from birth, Prabhuji, he was envious of Krishna and Arjuna. Because he carried that from his past life. Because he fought against Naranarayan in Badrika, that area. There he fought against Naranarayan. He was the Sahasra Kavaja Rakshash. And he fought against Naranarayan. He carried that envy to kill Arjuna and Krishna even into the next life. But he was given an opportunity. He was given an opportunity to not do that same thing. And because of that envy, Prabhuji, what he did is he accepted Duryodhana as a friend just because he gave him a kingdom and a stature, social stature to challenge Arjuna. He became a Kshatriya. He was declared as a Kshatriya because of Duryodhana. And because of his envy towards Pandavas, he could never let go Duryodhana. Even though Duryodhana was doing everything wrong. And because he was a Kaunteya, he was also a son of Suryadev, and he was also a Shishya of Parashurama, he knew what was right and what was wrong. But since our acharyas always say that envy is the most dangerous anartha, that envy did not allow him to change his decision. Even though he had full knowledge to change the decision. Lord Krishna himself spoke to him also. That he told you are a Kaunteya before the war, but still he didn't change the decision. But what happened with our thing, Prabhuji, is, again, one of the great qualities, Danavira Sura. He was a great person who was renounced from everything. And he would give anybody anything they ask, including his own life. He was ready to give. That great quality was there. As I said, he is a Kaunteya. So your parents' qualities you get. But the envy also you take from your previous life that overtook the good qualities. So people have projected him in different ways, but not properly projected. If you ask me, should we praise Karna? Yes, we can praise Karna, but we can't worship him. He is not a subject of worship. But unfortunately, N.T. Ramarao made everybody worship Karna also. By playing those roles in such a glorious way. Right? They should have told the complete picture.
Karma Prabhu, indeed Karma.
Huh?
Karma only for having.
But we always have a choice. He always was given a choice to change. But he did not change. He did not change.
Only in Telugu.
Yeah, Telugulo చాలా చేశారు.
More respected.
ఎంతెందుకు మన స్టార్ ప్లస్ లో 2 ఎపిసోడ్లు ఇచ్చేసారు కర్ణుడికి చచ్చిపోయేటప్పుడు. 2 episodes was only singing for Karna while he was dying. But that's okay. I still felt, at least they're trying to see some good in someone. But the whole story says he made a wrong decision. He did not have to say Draupadi was a prostitute. That was not needed. But that he told, Acharya explained, because of bad association. దుష్ట సంగత్యంలో ఉంటే మనం ఎంత మంచి వాళ్ళమైనా సరే చెడు పదాలు వచ్చేస్తే నోటికి. Right? Upadeshamrita, not Upadeshamrita. What is that? Nectar, Vaishnava etiquettes. Haribhakta Vilas. Haribhakta Vilas book says we should be very careful with bad association, because bad association will bring back the bad words in our vocabulary. And the bad words one day we'll use against devotee also. And that will be our destruction of devotional life. See, if you go outside, now movies are famous because of bad words. What was being hesitant to be spoken is now on the screen with Dolby effect. Right? And it is accepted. Just imagine, mother and son are seeing the movie and filthy language is being used there. Filthy language, not even, indirect meaning, direct. Direct filthy language. What will happen if you keep hearing that language? Huh? And by the way, you used to use it previously also, before coming to KC. And now after coming to KC, you want to stop it. And now you're again going and hearing that in movies. Or you're with people who use it. Right? And you will use it one day. Okay, you used it one day, but against whom? Devotee. And that's over. When you do that, Krishna will not tolerate. So bad association is very dangerous. I keep in my office cabin, I keep Radha, Govardhan Dari's Metpalli picture, and there is this Bhagavad Gita, and Prabhupada picture, one small cow. Some of you have seen my room, right? When you came for the Bhakti Shastra exam. By keeping all that, anybody who comes into the room thinks twice before he uses a bad word. Once my boss, he was very, very upset, not with me, but with something else. And he came inside, he was literally shouting, and the words were almost at his tip of a tongue. And he said, Lakshman, I can't speak all this here. You come to my room. Come to my room, he said. Okay, good. Yeah. That's why I say wear a tilak. If you wear a tilak, others will also stop committing offenses. People will think twice before. First of all, we will not stop doing nonsense things because you're wearing a tilak. And people will also become nice when they're around you, indirectly, when you wear a tilak.
They will also make sure that we don't do nonsense.
They'll also make sure. They'll tell me, tilak eskoni panlendappa, Krishna. My wife tells me every day, ఇంత క్లాస్ చెప్తావు నీ పనేదప్ప అయిపోయింది. That's the real class. Yeah, association is like that always, right? So we'll sing this bhajan. Yeah. So here, this bhajan, my father loves this bhajan, and this bhajan is about asking for mercy, because we discussed today all about getting the mercy. This bhajan is all about asking for mercy, and the most merciful person who can give that mercy without any judgment is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stops giving, which sometimes he can, Nityananda Prabhu gives. When Nityananda Prabhu stops giving, Advaita Acharya gives. When Advaita Acharya stops giving, Gadadhar Pandit gives. When Gadadhar Pandit stops giving, Srivas Pandit gives. And when everybody stopped giving, Srila Prabhupada gave it. And Srila Prabhupada eternally keep giving us that mercy. Right? So this is a bhajan where we remember the great mercy of Sri Panchatattva and all the great acharyas, and we all need that mercy. So whoever thinks you need that mercy, please sing so loudly that the false ceiling in this house should fall down. Okay? Some real ceiling should come out. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Koro Mohe Tuma bina ke dayalu jagat samsare Tuma bina ke dayalu jagat samsare Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Koro Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Koro Patita Pavana Hetu Tava Patita Pavana Hetu Tava Patita Prabhu na Here, the Lord is saying, Patita Pavana Hetu, Tava Avatara. Such a beautiful stanza. What is he saying? To deliver the fallen, you have come. To deliver the fallen, you have come. And by the way, you have to deliver me because I am the most fallen. You have to deliver me because I am the most fallen, and if you don't deliver me, then you are not Patita Pavan. Right? So the emotion is complete surrender. Saying, whatever I have done. You do the calculations. Whether Vishnu Dutas will come or Yamadutas will come. I have done my part. Now, please give me mercy. Right? This whole prayer is for, again, at a deathbed. This is what we should remember. Asking for, begging for mercy. Patita Pavana Hetu Tava Avatara Mama Patita Prabhu Nakai Prabhu Nanda Premananda Koti Mahaprabhu Nanda Premananda Koti Balokana Koro Adiboro Tuki Balokana Koro Adiboro Tuki Nityanand Prabhu is always happy. Somebody who cannot be seen unhappy. Always happy. Because he is in Krishna Prem. He is all the time in love with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sometimes people used to mistake him, seeing why is he always laughing? Why is he always in ecstasy? Why is he dancing? He'll dance everywhere. He'll go into a filthy place where people are drinking and eating meat and they're with women and all that, and he'll go there and he'll make them into devotees. Right? So he is Balram who gives us pleasure and devotion. He is Balram who gives pleasure and devotion. We all need pleasure. When we sing Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. What is the meaning of the word Hare? Radharani, right? Please engage me in service of Krishna. What is the meaning of the word Krishna? It's all attractive. Please attract me from everything else. So many things are attracting me, but you attract me now. That is a prayer. And what is the meaning of Rama? The one who gives pleasure in devotion. Nityanand Prabhu is the one who is Premananda Sukhi. He is in the Premananda and he is always Sukhi, always happy. Right? And what are we saying here? Kripa Balokana Karo, look at me in Gauri Dodi. Ami Boro Dukhi. I am very unhappy. Are you all unhappy? If you're not, you can't sing this. If you want, Krishna can make you unhappy. You can ask for it. Radha Gopi Vallabh, Mirate Tadastu. And then you will sing this. See, unless you're unhappy, you cannot ask for happiness. You have to ask for it. Ha Prabhu Nityananda Premananda Sukhi Kripa Balokana Koro Ami Boro Dukhi Kripa Balokana Koro Ami Boro Dukhi Daya Koro Sita Pati Advaita Gosai Daya Koro Sita Pati Advaita Kripa Pale Chaitanya Kripa Pale Chaitanya Daya Karo Sitapati Advaita Gosai. Who is Sita here? The wife of Advaita Acharya. Who is Advaita Acharya? Advaita Acharya is Mahavishnu. He is Mahavishnu himself, who is taking care of material affairs, who is maintaining this whole universe. And this Mahavishnu is seeing that as Kali Yuga is progressing, nobody is interested in spiritual life. Everybody wants to enjoy, nobody wants to use their human form of life for going back to Krishna. What does he do? One of the qualities of Mahavishnu in Advaita Gosai's incarnation is he takes the mood of Lord Shiva. Sankarshan. Not Sankarshan. Sadashiva. He takes the mood of Sadashiva. Lord Shiva is always in the mood of serving Krishna. So here Mahavishnu himself, who is the expansion of Narayan, he takes the mood of Lord Shiva and he wants to serve. Lord Krishna. So what does he do? He takes little water of Ganges because he wants to make the intense prayer, the most intense prayer. That Krishna has come, you have gone. Now people are all polluted. You have given the Bhagavad Gita, but nobody is reading it. Now you have to teach them how devotion has to be performed in this Ghora Kali Yuga. Please, you have to come yourself. So he takes little Ganges water, he takes a Tulsi leaf, he keeps there and he prays. And he prays for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance. Tava kripa bale pai Chaitanya Nitya. Because of you, Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda have appeared. That is what Narottam Das Thakur is saying. That, hey, husband of Sita, Sitapati, Advaita Gosai, because of you, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has appeared. Now you please bestow mercy onto me. Right? He's telling you please. It's all a song of begging for mercy from all acharyas, all great incarnations. So Advaita Acharya is so dear to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is to treat him like his grandfather, like his very, very elderly person. But Advaita Acharya is in the mood of servant. He would never want Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to serve him like that. So what did he do one day? He started preaching Mayavada. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard that. He came and he started beating Advaita Acharya. Literally beating him. And his wife came and said, you are beating, that old man will die. And at that time Advaita Acharya is laughing. He is being beaten by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he is laughing and like, why are you laughing? Today I have achieved my dream. You are treating me like your servant. Till now you are respecting me and I was always uncomfortable respecting me. Finally, you have fulfilled my desire. You are treating me like your servant. Right? So this is the mood. So we are all asking Advaita Acharya for his blessings to get Krishna Prema. Daya karo Sita Pati Advaita Daya karo Sita Pati Advaita Tava kripa bale pai Chaitanya Tava kripa bale pai Chaitanya Gaura Premaya Tanu Pandita Gadadhara Gaura Premaya Tanu Pandita Gadadhara Hari Sata Toyara Hari Sata Gaura Premamaya Tanu Pandita Gadadhara. Who is Gauranga Mahaprabhu? He is Krishna in the mood of Radharani. So where is Radharani? Gadadhar Pandit. Right? Radharani never leaves Krishna. How can she live without Krishna? She appears in Panchatattva. as Gadadhar Pandit. And she's always with Gauranga Mahaprabhu, always listening to his pastimes, reading for him, singing for him, dancing for him. Right? So many pastimes of Gadadhar Pandit. And Srinivasa Haridasa, Doyara Sagara, Srivas Pandit, who is Narad Muni. How can Narad be away from Narayan? He's always there, Srivas Pandit. And then Haridasa, Haridas Thakur, Lord Brahma, is always there, chanting the glories. So here Narottam Das Thakur is saying, okay, Advaita Acharya, now I'm also begging Gadadhar Pandit. And I'm also begging Srivas Pandit. And also begging Haridas Pandit. Because you all are Doyara Sagara. You are ocean of mercy. Ocean, unlimited. Ocean is unlimited. Right? You're ocean of mercy. So please give some mercy unto me so that I can go back to Krishna. How many of us here are confident that there is a possibility in this life you can go? Yeah? Yes, good to have that confidence. But for that you have to pray intensely. You have to pray intensely. You have to really pray intensely. Right? So all these prayers are there to increase that intenseness. These bhajans. Gaura premaya tanu padita gadadhara Srinivasa Hari Tatha Doyara Srinivasa Hari Tatha Doyara Mahaswarupana Taru Ruparagunatha Mahaswarupana Taru Ruparagunatha Patajuga Shri Jiva Prabhu Moganatha Patajuga Shri Jiva Prabhu Moganatha Ha Swarup Sanatana, Rupa Raghunatha. Who are all this? 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan, right? Bhatta Juga, Shri Jiva, Gopala Bhatta, right? Shri Jiva, Ha Prabhu Lokanatha. Who is Lokanatha? Lokanath Goswami. He is the guru of Narottam Das Thakur. Right? Now, Lokanath Goswami told Narottam Das Thakur, I know you write good bhajans, but don't write my name. He wrote. And why did he say that? He said, I'm the most contaminated person to be present in any Vaishnava literatures. Don't keep my name. And Narottam Das Thakur told, okay, I will not keep your name. But he kept his name. Even the Shri Guru Charana Padma. Lokanatha Lokera Jivana. You sing, right? What is the meaning of that? You are glorified across all the worlds. But actually, it's not all the worlds. It's Lokanatha Goswami. That is the inner meaning. Right? Every day we sing Guru, Shri Guru Charana Padma. How can he separate himself from his Guru? How can Narottam Das Thakur separate himself from his Guru? He cannot. Even though his Guru says, you should not write me anywhere in your poems. Strict inspection. So I'm not writing your name, Lokanath. Nath of the entire Loka. But it is you. This is Lokanath. Right? Ha Prabhu Lokanatha. Right? That is a devotion of Narottam Das Thakur. Always craved for the mercy of his Guru, Lokanath Goswami. And Prabhu, we are in his disciplinic succession. How fortunate are all of us? How fortunate that some of us will take initiation, some of us will sooner or later take initiation. And initiation in which parampara? In the parampara where the Guru is telling his disciple, don't write my name, because I don't think I'm qualified. Can anybody here tell that, Prabhu, I'm qualified for initiation? How can we tell? When the Guru is telling I'm not qualified to be a Guru, how can we tell that can be qualified for initiation as a disciple? That is the mood. That is the mood that Acharyas are setting here. And just imagine Prabhupada. He's singing this bhajan in ISKCON Atlanta. ISKCON Atlanta. Prabhupada established Radha Krishna everywhere. But in ISKCON Atlanta, he established Gaur Nitai as the main deity. Right? In all the other temples, you see Radha Krishna in the center, Jagannath Baldev Subhadra this side, Gaur Nitai this side. In ISKCON Atlanta, Gaur Nitai is there in between, then Radha Shyam Sundar to the right, and Jagannath Baldev Subhadra to the left. Right? And while he was singing this bhajan, it's explained that he was crying, and not crying as in crying, profusely crying. Srila Prabhupada would never cry in public, because that's how Acharyas keep their inner devotion, was crying, singing this bhajan in front of Gaur Nitai. And he told in the lecture that, please take care of the Gaur Nitai. They've appeared here. He was telling everybody. Because all his disciples are 6 months, 1 year old. They don't know what is worship. They don't know what is deity worship. They don't know how to take care of them. But he told, they are the most merciful. Radha and Krishna have come in the most merciful form, where they will forgive all your mistakes. But please worship them nicely. Gaur Nitai temple. Right? So he was remembering, why was he crying? He was remembering all these great acharyas, Lokanath Goswami. How many of you remember going to Lokanath Goswami Maharaj's Samadhi? Where is his Samadhi in Vrindavan? Radha Gokulananda temple. Where Narottam Das Thakur, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Lokanath Goswami, all of them are eternally singing together, sitting at the same place. Their Samadhi there. And we all chanted this bhajan there. I don't know who all were there. You were there? But I've forgotten. It's okay. But next time you go there, between all these assembled devotees, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Narottam Das Thakur, Lokanath Goswami, right? They're all residing in Vrindavan, in the Samadhi, beside Gokulananda temple. Should go there and sing this bhajan. Ha Swarup Sanatana Uparagunatha Vatajuga Shri Jiva Prabhu Lokanatha Vatajuga Shri Jiva Vayaskoro Shriya Jaya Prabhu Srinivasa Vayaskoro Shriya Jaya Prabhu Srinivasa Ramachandra Chanda Hare Narottam after the Goswamis wrote all the literature, there were few individuals who took the great big work of taking this literature from Vrindavan to West Bengal. Shivas Acharya, Ramchandra Pandit, and there was one more devotee. They all took the literature, Goswami's literature, and they were taking. And what happened on the way? All the 6 Goswamis spent their whole appearance here, the Manjaris, to write that literature, to give all of us the essence of all literatures. And on the way, dacoits took it away. Can you imagine? Dacoits took it away. They thought something very important thing they are carrying. On the way, the dacoits took it away. And then the king of that area helped those literatures to be brought back. And the literatures have finally reached West Bengal. Right? And when after reaching West Bengal, we know what has happened. They have been propagated into Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. Right? Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. Where we have the highest literature, the great Sandarbhas, the great explanations by Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, Jiva Goswami, Gopala Bhatta Goswami, Tirubhatta Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami. Such great explanations. We are very fortunate. And these are the Goswamis. And Narottam Das Thakur is asking their mercy, that please be merciful unto me. And who is Narottam, by the way? When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to that river, what is that river? Remuna? No. I forgot the river. Padmavati river? Who is speaking? Oh, there, Hare Krishna. Thank you. He went to the river and he immediately remembered Narottam Das Thakur. Narottam Das Thakur appeared after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left. After few generations, he appeared. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu knew Narottam Das Thakur even before his appearance. So he went to that river and started shouting, Narottam, 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 Narottam. He started shouting. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna is shouting. And Nityananda Prabhu is asking, who is this Narottam? Who is this Narottam you are talking about? And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, my great devotee Narottam will come and he will take this bhakti movement forward. He will tell us the essence of bhakti. And no wonder Narottam Das Thakur has given these great bhajans. Actually, these bhajans are everything that you can read from Vedas. Everything is there in these bhajans. Vaishnava bhajans are the icing on the cake, everything. You don't need anything after Vaishnava bhajans. But to understand the depth of these bhajans, to understand the surrender of these bhajans, we have to read the literature also. And we have to take under the guidance of a guru. And we should chant nicely, serve nicely, so we can understand these bhajans. Right? So, Daya Koro Shri Acharya Prabhu Srinivasa Ramachandra Sangha Mage Narottama Dasa Ramachandra Sangha Mage Narottama Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Koro More Krishna Chaitanya Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Koro More Krishna Chaitanya Tomatinate Dayalu Jagat Samsare Tomatinate Dayalu Jagat Samsare Tomatinate Dayalu Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu. Everybody. Goya Koro More Toma Bina Namaste Narasimhaya काशी सिंहदेव भगवान की, भक्त शिरोमणि प्रहलाद महाराज की जय। ओम विष्णुपाद ब्रह्मचर्य स्तोत्र जीवान के देसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम विष्णुपाद ब्रह्मचर्य स्तोत्र जीवान के भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर गोस्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। नमाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। प्रेम से बोलो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। ओम श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। श्री नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय, पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय, पुण्य क्षेत्र वृंदावन धाम की जय, गंगे माई की जय, यमुने माई की जय, भक्ति देवी की जय, कलियुग पावन तुलसी महारानी की जय, हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय, ट्रांसजेंडर बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जय, ट्रांसजेंडर प्रसादम डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जय, निताय गौर हरि प्रेमानंदे, हरि 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 बोल। All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga, Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, श्री भीष्मदेव की जय, संक्रांति महामहोत्सव की जय। हैप्पी संक्रांति टू एवरीबॉडी। हरि हरि बोल। Two announcements, Hare Krishna. Two quick announcements. Number one, we are going to have a satsang in Vaishnav Seva Kunj next week. Plan is to go Friday evening, stay there, come back Saturday afternoon. Saturday afternoon. Come back Saturday afternoon. So Friday evening dinner, Saturday morning breakfast, and Saturday lunch is already being planned. It will be brought from here. So I know that many children might have classes on exams going on. If that is the case, I would request all just Prabhus to come. Let just the Prabhus go. Let the Matajis be with the children, take care of their studies. Prabhus can go on Friday evening. Let's have one good sadhana of chanting together, getting up together, right? Doing one day differently, right? So there is enough bedding there. You don't need to worry. Chadars are there. Whoever can come. I know people have situations. Whoever can come. Once in 2 months, we want to do this. This time maybe without the families. Few of them who can come with family, come. There might be some family. My family is not coming by the way, because my son has exam the very next day, Saturday. So I might come alone. So if Prabhus have to go, let's do it Prabhus only kind of a thing, right? And then next, in summertime, there will be all families available. We all can go and repeat that. So we'll go on Friday evening, do some reading in the Friday evening there, 1 hour, then sleep. Next day morning, we'll get up all early. We'll do Mangalarti together. We'll do it 5 o'clock. Let's try to do that. And then we'll finish our rounds, have a Bhagavatam class, do some cleaning of the Goshala, right? We all can do that. I'll tell the workers today you don't do, we will do. I think still they are allowed to do again. Just kidding. Anyway.
No, I already spoken to Raju. In fact, I was planning all the activities along with the kids.
You should not tell him in advance. He'll stop doing from now on. He'll keep everything there. They'll come and remove. He'll take revenge. Anyway, so the right thing. So that is this Friday, right? This Friday. So I highly encourage everybody, whoever can come, please come. It's a different experience. Staying together, getting up together, getting ready together, doing sadhana together, chanting together, Bhagavatam class together, and doing Goseva together. Bring your children if they don't have exams. It's absolutely safe place. So far, the death rate is 0 in Vaishnava Seva Kunj. Okay? So that should give assurance, right? Yeah. So don't try to come there at midnight and make everybody get up. Some devotees have done that in the past. Waiting for them, nobody could sleep because we want to get up 5 o'clock in the morning. We want to get up at least by 4. So we all want to sleep by 8, at least 8:30, or maximum by 9. So I request, please come there by 7, 6 to 7. 6 is best, but don't delay beyond 7. Because you'll come, you'll settle down, we'll read something together. We will, make it a devotional evening also, not just going to sleep. What's the point going on Friday evening? Then people will come on Saturday morning, right? So whoever is planning to come on Saturday morning, I request you to prepone it by 12 hours and come Friday evening. Because those ideas will come. Mind is a great, thing. It will give all option A, option B, option C, and all the 3 options will be Saturday morning only. I'm telling you, it's a big difference when you come there, sleep there with everyone around, and then you get up in the morning, you get freshened up. It's a different experience. Getting up in such a place is a different experience. If you go there, you'll feel the same, right? So endeavor this one time. That is Friday. Please start giving the counts. I've already started the count. I'm going to decrease some counts for my family, but everybody else who can, please come. Sunday, we have satsang in Barsana Mati's house. So they have asked for a satsang because that day we did not do the complete satsang. Her husband has requested me that I will take care of the prasad and everything for you. Please come and do satsang in her memory, in her house. So the same satsang what we are having here will be in Varsana Mataji's house in villa number 63, Hillridge Villas.
No,
No, Mruganga. Next. Kikkineda, Geda, Geda.
It is stuck there.
Yeah, it is stuck there, but we'll move it. Don't worry. Move it. Yeah. So that is the plan for next week. And after that, we have Harivilas Maharaj coming. We have been announcing this in advance, way in advance for everybody. Please try to keep your Monday actually.
Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah, Monday and Tuesday, as much as available. I know it's a working day. All you have to do is come in the morning and hear a Bhagavatam class. 6th and 7th. Come in the morning and hear a Bhagavatam class. Monday evening, we will have one satsang. Tuesday morning, another satsang. Tuesday evening, another satsang. 4 satsangs we're going to have. We'll have very good opportunity to hear from a realized soul. He's a very advanced devotee. When you hear from him, our hearts will change. Right? So let us hear from him. Plan it accordingly. And after that, me and my family, me and my wife, we are going to Mayapur for a trip. So we are going on Saturday. So that Sunday there will not be any satsang. The next Sunday there will not be satsang, but there can still be satsang. I would request all of you to gather and have it in somebody's house. Let the satsang not stop because one useless fellow is gone. So I would request Udayanand Prabhu if you can host one of the satsangs and you can take one satsang. And I don't know who else is coming there to Mayapur. I have requested whoever can come. But whoever is not there, who is not coming, can host the satsang and continue the satsang. Right? You can discuss one other topic. And next week in Mataji's house, Barsana Mataji's house, we are reading Kunti Maharani prayers. Like today we read Bhishmadev prayers. We are reading Kunti Maharani prayers because that is what was Radhesham Prabhu's request to read when she is leaving her body. But we could not read that day. She left a little before than we planned. we planned it. It's not the right word. But we'll read Kunti Maharani prayers in the same way. Intensely we'll try to understand the prayers from Srimad Bhagavatam. So please be available next Sunday evening, same time, different place. Any other announcements? Yeah. So let us congratulate Ramareddy Prabhu and Navnita Mataji and the whole family. They are accepting Kantimala today and they are taking their spiritual life forward. It's a big responsibility, but with devotees is very easy, Mataji. When you are in association, following the principles is not very difficult. And Prabhuji and Mataji have been very sincerely coming, and I'm really grateful to them that they are giving their association to all of us. And we pray to Lord Krishna that they make very good progress in bhakti and eventually take it all the way, accept a guru and perfect their life and go back home, back to Godhead. Let us chant 3 Hare Krishna mantras while my wife gives the Gantimala to the Mataji and their 2 daughters. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Ram Reddy Prabhu and family ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Jai Gaur Premanande. So let's have prasad. And by the way, is everybody? I wanted to specifically ask this. Is everybody chanting prasadam prayers at your home also? At your office also? Wherever you are eating also? Yes? When for some reason you are not eating prasadam, you have to say Krishna Arpanamastu, seek forgiveness and have. Right? But otherwise, whenever you have served prasadam, 100% sing Mahaprasadi Govinde wherever you are. Keep it as a habit. In your house, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, anytime you have, should sing. It hardly takes 2 minutes. Right? So let's sing together. Mahaprasade Govinde, Nama Brahmane Vaishnave, Swalpa Punya Vratan Rajan, Vishwaso Navajayate, Sharira Vidyaja, Vedendriya Traheka, Jive Khele Vishe Sagare Tara Madhya Jivyati, Lobo Mai Sudurmati, Take Jeta Katina Samsare, Krishna Vada Dayamai, Kori Vare Jivhaja, Saprasadanna Dilobhai, Shri Yamnamrita Pao, Shri Radha Krishna Gun Gao, Preme Dako Chaitanya Nitai, Jai Nimai, Jai Nitai, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare. We had 3 birthdays during the week. One was Shreya Mataji, daughter of Jyotsna Mataji, and Srinivas Acharya Prabhu, and who else? Padma Soma Mataji's mother, and Sakshi Mataji. Yes, Sakshi Mataji. Who else? Okay. So let us chant. Since some of them are here, some of them are not there, let us chant 3 Hare Krishna mantras for their spiritual progress wherever they are. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hari Bol, Antakoti Vaishnava ki jai. So somebody can wrap up all of this. You can use the restrooms. There is one restroom here, there in that bedroom also. Sorry for the inconvenience. It's a little backed up. So you can wrap up and you can remove the thing, and so only some can start serving, some can start having the prasadam. Hare Krishna. One minute.
Yes, yes. I don't know. Actually,